to the Red Eye Stream. Ladies and gentlemen, step right on up. It's time to poke Doku with a stick. Whack him once, whack him twice. Send us a couple bucks if you're nice, and we will have some fun. Hey, 30 years. How'd you make it this long? What's up?
That's a damn good question.
Happy birthday, Doku. Happy birthday.
Thank you, MC. I appreciate that. Now I'm just waiting for the two of you to roast the ever-living shit out of me.
Roast you? No. We're nice.
Yeah, we're gentlemen. Gentlemen and scholars. Isn't that right? Okay, Doku. 30 years of what? Living in your mom's basement?
Who the fuck are you lying to?
You're totally living in your mom's basement, aren't you?
30 years of growing this beard on my neck. That's what everybody does on YouTube, right? It's just I want my neck beard to be thick. I want my mother's basement to be stank. Come on, this is what everybody does, right?
You want your mother's basement to be spanked?
God damn it, Sharati.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to leave his mom's basement out of this for the moment. We'll get back to that. Ba-boom. Anyway.
You know, what person's basement?
Happy birthday, though.
What person's basement?
Everybody say happy birthday.
Or, could be like a torture chamber. Den of iniquity. I mean, come on. It could be anything he wants it to be. Well, what he turned it into anyway.
I don't know. When you're talking about some of the stuff we were talking about backstage, which you can find on the Facebook Marketplace, then I don't know. I might need one of those beds with the cages and the swings, and no, Daddy, no. Daddy, no.
Hey! We got €2 from Aaron. What's up, brother? He says
pounds. That's pounds.
Pounds, euros, pounds. Aren't they the same? I'm American. We look at the S. There's not an S. There's no S. I don't know what to do, man. Okay. Happy birthday, random American. You are now random American guy. That's your superhero name from here on forward.
I will accept this, actually. I am random American from Avengers Endgame, and hopefully I can save Disney. I'll be your random American boy. Yeah, I can save the pop culture industry and Disney all at the same fucking time. You'll be
by burning them down, right? You're totally gonna burn them down.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But it's your birthday. We could either make fun of you for a couple hours, which I'm totally cool with, or you could come up with some topics. What do you want to talk about, man? Besides your mom's basement.
My mom's basement is hairier than my neck beard. But no, just fucking roast me, dude. Go for it. Roast the ever-living fuck out of me. I'll sit back. I'll wait.
None of us have a sense of humor.
Oh, well.
Oh, speak for yourself, woman.
Aw, honey. About the only thing I want from you is your wife. The only thing I want from Doku is his hair. The only thing I want from MC
all I wanted
is
was a goddamn hamburger. At this point, you can have her. I'm pissed.
Damn, you're hung up on that hamburger, aren't you?
He's stuck on that hamburger because he just hasn't got the link yet. He's looking for the link. The link is on its way.
And
No.
bam!
He's stuck on that hamburger because he hasn't gotten laid.
I realize you don't have an iPhone. I realize it started with the iPhone, but it's coming. It'll be on Android soon.
I'm a woman! Oh, God, I love that, MC. It was so brilliant.
All right, so Doku, you have all those action figures. Do you play with them in the bathtub? Come on, tell the truth.
Oh, I don't just play with them.
Tell the truth.
I drown them and I make sure I lick their bubbles as they die slowly.
You toss their salad, huh? Okay. Nobody buy anything on eBay from this guy.
How do you know that he doesn't have extra handles?
Do you want a story to talk about?
Oh, real quick, Dick Balls, what's up, dude?
Dick Balls, hi, honey.
Hey, Dick Balls, how's it going, man? Doku's only 30. What's up, guys? Why were you hoping he was like 16 and still underage? Just asking, just curious.
Oh, now I got
He's not R. Kelly.
Oh.
I figured I could get two birds with one stone there. I haven't seen Dick Balls in a while.
Oh,
Hey, Mike Barkley.
I'm not going to comment.
I turned 37 on Sunday to get on my level.
Honey, I will be 33 in 8 days.
You were born on October 11th?
Yes, dear.
I'll join you all in the grave in 8 years.
Wait, so Sherardi, does that make you a Scorpio as well? Because I'm November 2nd.
Fucker.
Libra. Oh, you're on the cusp, though.
Here's a story we can talk about. Let's talk about this story, shall we? I think Doku will enjoy this story.
Is it going to be more porn, MC? You've been doing a lot of porn lately.
I have not. It is not. It's just those are the stories that have been showing up.
Yeah, right. You read it for the articles.
All right,
stories
MC.
that have been showing up. Come on. What the hell?
All right, MC. This is my response to you.
Tourette's. Hold on a second. I gotta stop this. I don't understand what the hell was that. Crud. What the hell was that? Let me try and share that again. Make sure that doesn't.
Oh, there we go. Oh God, epilepsy. Epilepsy.
That's what I was saying. There. For some reason, I don't know what I was doing. We just gave 16 people seizures out there.
And that is why I hardly ever watch the show anymore, because you guys are fucked in the head.
Oh, this is news? Are you
normal.
surprised?
No, honey. I talk to you fuckers because you are insane.
Well,
and I love you for it.
Yeah.
Has just won a $750,000 lawsuit after suing his wife's lover. A North Carolina man says his divorce was almost unbearable, but an unusual legal claim just landed him $750,000 judgment. According to court documents, Kevin Howard recently won a judgment against his ex-wife's lover for alienation of affections, a claim that exists in just a handful of other states across the country, according to court documents. Alienation of affection, sometimes known as homewrecker laws, allows the spouse to sue another person for purposefully interfering with a marital relationship, according to Cornell Law School's Legal Information Institute. The person.
Wait! No. Okay, you find your spouse cheating on you. You can sue the fucker that she's sleeping with.
Of course,
that's
you can.
Amazing.
That's amazing. In North Carolina.
That is amazing.
And
you
that's
can't
a drink.
sue your freaking ex-wife, but you can sure as hell hammer her freaking boyfriend.
Well, wording was brilliant.
Drink.
The person sued is.
Well, yeah, he hammered your wife. Hammer him back.
Just don't use a real hammer, guys. This is where the legality comes into play.
Howard had been.
I know all you people on the internet aren't exactly the most brilliant of crews.
The couple started attending marriage counseling, but something felt off. So Howard hired a private investigator who uncovered the affair. He told CNN. Howard blamed the other man for alienating his wife from him, according to court records. In August, the judge ruled in Howard's favor. He was a colleague of hers from work. He ate dinner with us several times, and we spent time together. I thought he was a friend. Yeah, he was a friend of your wife. He was freaking paying your wife.
Literally getting fucked for getting fucked.
You know what, though?
Well, then.
This since it came after the divorce, I guess he gets to keep that whole $750,000. I guess it's one way to avoid frickin' alimony.
Yeah, I can't disagree. Okay. Damn. That is quite the flex right there.
MC,
You're
are
not
you
married
dying?
yet, are you? Are you, Doku?
No. No, he's not.
I'm not that drunk yet. That is a big yet.
You
I
haven't,
will be there
haven't
soon.
been institutionalized yet, right?
And we'll see how it turns out by the end of the stream. If you don't hear from me in a couple of days, you'll know what happened.
Kim will kill you.
She's got to find me first.
I'm sure
Aaron,
she's got people that can.
That's not right, dude. You want a messed up head? Think of former UK Prime Minister Theresa May in full kinky BDSM gear arriving at your house for a kinky, no-holds-barred weekend for the sake of Brexit.
Oh God, don't! That is a terrifying mental image.
His wife argued that she wasn't cheating on him. He was just supporting Brexit.
Oh, okay, Theresa Gray.
For Brexit, give it to me.
Oh God. Oh good.
Oh,
good
God.
Lord. Good Lord. Well, this took a very sharp
he
turn.
said, "Give it to me." It's just it's amazing.
Hey, Doku, Jacob in the chat says, at Mad Dodge Productions, happy birthday, Doku, and you're 1 year closer to death like all of us. Yay! I say drink.
That's a drink. Don't worry, Jacob. When I get to hell, I'll save you a seat at the bar.
Not if you meet them for a one-night stand in the bar. The smell gives it away.
Yeah, if I'm feeling kind, I'll save you a seat at the bar far away from Theresa BDSM May.
But it'll be right next to Hitler. It'll be right next to Hitler and the pineapple, so watch out.
And Beans ask,
Hey.
MC, is this all part of the Prime Minister Johnson's plan? I'm not the one who came up with it.
Oh, yes, this is totally Boris's master plan.
Yeah, because that's gonna work.
Depends on how much leather you're wearing.
I gotta wonder what kind of a person, whether or not you're actually human.
Only
Wait,
2
no,
inches.
you know what? No, Aunt Jack, no,
I
Aunt
don't know how
Jack,
to describe it. They
MC.
Like
MC, yeah.
Smell, cat ladies got to smell. Old women, middle-aged women. You got married women smell.
Yeah, how do married women smell different? I mean, seriously. Do I not smell it because I'm married? Is that how this works? Yeah, like, what the hell?
That is a very interesting question that I don't want the answer to.
I do. I want to explore this. We're jumping down the rabbit hole, fellas. MC,
boy.
You're married. Do married women smell different, or can we just not tell because we're institutionalized?
Well, I'm institutionalized. There's no freaking hope for me. You guys have to abandon me. Give up all hope. I'm done.
He's in his 50s and been married for decades and decades.
I've been married for 3 decades, yes.
Smells like 5
Oh
years.
shit, like 30 years, dude?
Yes.
Like, isn't that a life sentence?
I have literally been married for a decade now.
And Dester in the chat, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And
Okay, meme says Mad smells wife. No, she's not here. And if she's here, I'd smack the hamburger out of her. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, hold on, that was
Oh, God.
About Theresa May in a BDSM as a hypothetical hell.
I was burping real quick, but I want to read Dester's chat because he said something. I'm trying to be nice. I apologize. I am slightly inebriated, ladies and gentlemen. But Dester said, "Happy birthday, Doku. Don't really care how old you are, but I will say, have fun with getting pissed drunk. And why in the holy hell am I hearing about Theresa May and BDSM as a hypothetical hell? Well, sir, because that is a hell. It's not hypothetical. I can't help you with that one, dude, but I will join you in hell, I suppose. Cheers."
But all right. So here's the thing. The impeachment. I know it's a little bit. We're shifting to something a little bit more serious, but I did watch a video by Legal Eagle, the lawyer guy. He does YouTube videos. He is saying that this reminds him of the Nixon incident, Watergate. I don't see it as that bad. What say you guys?
Oh, this is nothing.
I say let's get on something funny again.
This is not Nixon. This is not Watergate. It's not even close.
But I like talking politics, but I don't know. It seems the two situations seem different. Scandalous, but they don't seem equatable to me. But I could be wrong. MC would probably be the best one to.
I'm not gonna. I mean, obviously, there's no there. I mean, Trump is being Trump. All right. There's a lot of people trying to equate something that just doesn't make a lot of sense. The idea that somehow, all right, that you can call for someone to investigate criminality, all right, from someone of the opposing party, all of a sudden is illegal, is somehow immoral or corrupt, it's just silly.
Well, no, and he was taking the same transcript that all of us have read or heard, and he was turning it kind of upside down. He was saying that Trump was leading the conversation when obviously the president of Ukraine brought that conversation up. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily Trump.
It's pretty obvious that what Trump wants to do is he wants to find out what happened in 2016. He wants to find out where the whole Russia collusion narrative actually came from because he wants to expose it. All right. It wasn't about Biden in and of itself. It's about the 2016 election. And Biden is so corrupt, he's caught up in it. And that's where it's gone. And Trump is thumbing his nose. And there's no doubt about that. When he stood up there and told China they should investigate Biden too, he is thumbing their nose at the Democrats right now. He's forcing them to sit up there and defend corruption, real corruption. All right. I mean, these ideas that there's no corruption there is pretty obvious. But I kind of agree with that. We shouldn't be talking about this. We should be talking about Doku and his 30th birthday and happy 3-0. You're like halfway done, right? Just you're right there at the edge of the hill.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're gonna start rolling that big boulder up the hill, buddy. That way it slides you all the way back down and you start over.
Oh, the boulder's already starting to slip back down the hill. I'll find myself down through the swamp, splashing into it, and then somewhere along the river Styx. I'll float past Styx, Hex and Hammer.
You are.
Destroy makes a good comment. you look into
Alexa,
Russia and you get a free Ukrainian scandal. Once more, ladies and gentlemen. Go find another scandal. Just give us a chance.
Oh, at this point in time, just fucking stream me up on a fucking dartboard and spin me around like a fucking 1970s magician act and don't even throw darts. Just get Sharadi with a fucking bow and arrow and just start shooting blind. Get a blindfold.
Well, Doku, are you Jewish or you just have a big nose?
He's both.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Only his nose is about the size of a mule's, like Francis the talking mule.
Were you hoping that the beard would cover the nose? Is this what we're trying to say now?
Hey, you know what?
Yes.
I'm not Joe Biden here, damn it. I can't smell you that good.
Is that how it is? You get that larger nose the longer you're single? All right, you're single into your 30s and your nose starts to expand. All right,
except he's not single. He's got a girly friend.
No, it comes with old. No,
I'm
MC.
sure it does
comes.
but how hard?
Damn it, Shreddy! It comes with old age, and it grow. My nostrils grow at least 1 millimeter larger. At least every 5 seconds, I stroke your hair. That's how it works.
My hair or your hair?
Yeah, it depends.
And Matt Barkley says, we named a Jew here on Mad Dodge Productions. That's right, Doku. It is your 30th birthday. Snip, snip, buddy. You missed the last date. No.
We are not cutting Doku's hair. We are not. I won't let my husband cut his hair.
I thought he was talking about the fact that he now
is Doku cutting his hair.
To go in for a circumcision.
Yeah, it wasn't his hair I was alluding to. It was a Jewish joke, but whatever. I'll go with hair.
Okay. No, all I care about is his fucking hair. Don't touch his hair.
Foreskin be damned.
Oh, she's not impressed, Doku. That's what
his hair.
And she's not impressed.
His hair is down to his ass, and you will not touch his hair.
What if I have glorious foreskin that's also down to my ass?
I don't care. Don't touch your hair.
Don't touch the foreskin.
The bane of Doku's existence. The zipper.
Do not touch your hair. Do not cut it. Do not trim it.
No, actually, on a serious note, the only reason I grew my hair out is because I am donating it to the whole cancer thing, whatever it's called. I forget the name.
And my husband says, happy birthday to Doku.
Oh, thank you very much. Cheers. And that's a drink.
Yeah, no, what is it? Locks of Love, I think? It's the cancer, the hair donation thing?
I believe that's the name. But no, the only reason I grew my hair out is because, fuck it, I might as well do it before I go bald. But no, I have figured, why not? I'll let it grow back out. It'll grow. So, why not?
Yeah, no, that's cool, man.
I might be a dick, but I'm a nice
I buzz my hair because I'm going bald, so fuck it, embrace it, or look like an idiot. And I'd prefer to not have the clown fucking hair.
You mean you don't on a regular basis?
No, he'd just rather do both. Why wait?
Oh, that's...
Yeah, no, it's pretty much Jean-Luc Picard around here.
No, you don't look that tasteful.
And no, thank you, Dexter. No, that's the whole reason. The reason I grew my hair out at first was, why the fuck not? But it got to the point where, yeah, might as well keep growing it out. Then I can cut it off and donate it. Like, why the fuck not? I think that's a decent cause.
Watching. Ain't Jack says, why not get the ponytail with the bald spot in the center?
I'll pass. No.
Okay, do you want another story?
Sure.
What you got for us?
I've literally had 2 drinks and I'm already feeling tingly. It's been that long since I've had any alcohol. How sad is that?
There we go.
Oh God, you should join me and Shandor on the fucking Rotten Tomatoes drinking game. You'll be drunk in the first 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, actually, Doku, it's your birthday, dude. You want to hit up Frank and see if he wants to join, man?
Yeah, I'll shoot him on it.
Okay.
That's
French police detain man over stolen panther. French authorities have detained for questioning a man suspected of keeping a wild panther in his apartment from where it was rescued, only to be stolen from a zoo. The animal, thought to be 6 months old, weighing 30 kilograms, was spotted on the rooftop after escaping from a flat in northern town of Armentis. all right, on September 18th. The ink black feline was tranquilized with a dart and taken to the zoo in Maubeuge, all right, near the Belgian border, awaiting transfer to a center that rehabilitates domesticated wild animals. Instead, the cat was stolen 1 week later, with the mayor of Armand Dugagny saying it's a considerable efforts made to force locks and evade zoo security systems. Zoo personnel have expressed concern for the animal's health and welfare, but it has not been found. On Tuesday, the man whose apartment the cat had escaped presented himself to police for questioning, according to prosecutor's office. He was taken into custody for questioning. So basically, you've got a Black Panther roaming France on the loose.
But was it saying Wakanda forever?
Okay. Yes, Matt Barkley said Wakanda forever. And then Destin45 goes, in this installment of Florida Man's World Travels.
I feel like we need more Wakanda forever memes.
Florida Man's World Travels, and he spelled Florida and travels wrong. But Matt Barkley says, you are giggly as shit when you have a couple of drinks, Shiragani. I get so much worse. You should watch some of Doku's drinking games.
It was the cat who did it. Hidden for 21 years,
of course it was the cat.
Crown, set to return home. You're right. It was a Wakanda operation. This is how they got the crown back. They had to find the crown. The cat exposed the crown. We now know what it was all about. In Rotterdam, in the Netherlands, a priceless 18th century Ethiopian crown is set to be returned from the Netherlands to Addis Ababa. All right, after a one-time refugee found it in a suitcase. Yeah, you're just walking through in a suitcase and then, what's this? Most of the time when you travel in a suitcase, you just go, oh shit, there's a crown there.
Absurd.
It's part of the Wakanda.
Police say a prostitute called them after her client demanded a refund. How about that as a story?
Ornate gilded copper headgear featuring images of Christ and the 12 apostles,
especially as I am right now.
Refugee turned Dutch citizen Chirac Azwa contacted Dutch art detective Arthur Brand, dubbed the Indiana Jones of the art world for his discoveries of missing works, said the crown, which is currently being held in a secure location because they don't want the Wakandan Panther to find it, all right, would soon be handed to the Ethiopian authorities.
Oh, boy.
Do you want the crown? Is that the crown you're looking for? It's like a birthday boy crown, right? Right, Doku?
This is not the crown you're looking for.
Move along.
It's Doku's birthday. If he says it's not the crown he's looking for, then
So, Doku,
then it's probably the crown you're looking for.
Doku, what do you think about the prequel series with Game of Thrones? Since it is your birthday, and we're both nerds, why not? Let's talk about Game of Thrones. The prequel series, man. They're gonna go into what? The others and territory they've already covered? Why aren't they doing the Dance of the Dragons or something exciting? What are they thinking here?
Well, all right. When it comes to this one, dude, if we really want to jump down this fucking rabbit hole, there have been some rumors going around. Of course you do. Hop, hop. Okay, Cottontail.
Peter Cottontail.
But no, they've been teasing a few prequel series. No one said anything definitive, but what we have heard is it's either going to be the Dance of the Dragons, the Blackfire Rebellion, the First Long Night, or old Valyria.
And what I hear is
No one
I
knows.
agree with Nestor in the chat. He says,
Yeah, I
can
know
Game
you
of
would.
Thrones just fucking die already?
Hey, Sherardy, roll 6 for conception. Anyway, Doku,
I don't want to get napped up and my tubes are already fucking tied.
Oh, goodness gracious.
God damn it. Okay, and I'm focused again. Okay, so Doku, the
You should
thing.
go to my not safe for work and watch the girl sit on the chair again.
No, stop it. Doku,
We'll watch the one above her then.
stop it.
Oh, God.
You'll get in an ever trapped loop.
Save it for the fucking Vampire the Masquerade live streams, damn it.
Yeah, but no, Doku. What they're talking about though right now is pretty much the long night is what they're thinking about going with. Isn't that already stuff we covered? I mean, the Starks rise up, the other houses of the North rise up. It's not really gonna have any excitement, is it? We know the ending.
Did they learn any cursive?
God damn it, Sharadi.
So you don't learn anything.
Well, okay, here's the problem. If going back into more like nerd mode, if they're going to do the first long night, we already have a lot of lore behind it. How, and Mad Dodge, I'm giving this question to you. The thing that made the first long night, and specifically the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, what made that whole story arc so good is the fact that we didn't really fucking know jack shit about the long night. So are you gonna go fucking Disney and just explain everything to us? Because I say no. I don't want to know jack shit about the first long night. It's going to be boring. It's not gonna subvert my fucking expectations. Fuck off with that garbage. No, I don't want to know about it.
Well, no, and that's the thing. Like, look at another HBO show, Oz, right? The prison show. It was fucking great, other than the last season, which sucked dick.
I know
But
my husband's
whatever.
amazing.
But whatever. Last season, be damned. Other than that, it was fucking great. And you know what the problem is? What if they went back and did, oh, this is the fucking warden as a prison guard, and they did that show? Would you watch it? I probably wouldn't.
think it would be like, I don't want these questions explained. The whole thing that made the long night and the mystery of the White Walkers good is because you didn't fucking know. That's what made them scary. You didn't know jack shit about them. That was the whole point. They were mysterious. You didn't know how to defeat them. You didn't know how to fight them. You didn't know how large their ranks was. You didn't know their strengths, their weaknesses, any of that shit. No, don't explain that to me. I don't need a series talking about the first fucking long night. Fuck off. No.
Then how do you feel about
Means
and
I'm gonna
this might
shoot you in your
get
face.
this might get Sherardy and MC in on this a little bit, because I know they're not Game of Thrones people.
No.
So
No.
let's transition
Means
over
of destruction
to
just said questions are dangerous.
yeah.
Well, Mad Dodge,
no, let's
sorry,
transition over. No, I want to ask a question. The Lord of the Rings series from Amazon. All three of you, what do you guys think? Is it going to be good? They paid like $4 billion with the B.
Did you think that
for
the
this
first
franchise?
Lord of the Rings was worth the name?
The
No.
movie series was pretty good. I did like it.
No, I think it sucked. There was no comparison to the books.
And the only way the Lord of the
We're
Rings
totally better, and that's the thing, though, Shreddy. Amazon is through the contract required to do it by the books. They can't change anything. In other words, you will get a literal book to TV adaptation.
Made into a movie, which is going to be about 25 hours long, which is going to be a horrible movie, and people are going to hate. They're not going to want to watch it. It should be made into a TV series.
Except, Sharadi, here's the difference, and this is why if they try to do the Long Night from Game of Thrones, it's going to be trash because you're trying to explain the Long Night, the origin of the White Walkers, all in canon, versus what they're trying to do, at least from what I've heard and what I've seen and what I've read, it's about the Silmarillion. The Silmarillion explains exactly why Middle-earth is the way it is. That has been written. That lore is laid out. You could do something like that. Granted, people who aren't hardcore nerds of the books, who haven't read the fucking Silmarillion, it will make sense. That lore is set in stone. If you tried to do the Long Night, that's still a very loose thing when it comes to Game of Thrones canon.
Hold on a
You're
second.
gonna have to fill in the gaps. That's gonna be trash. Don't fucking do it.
The Game of Thrones was based on books that were never completed, right?
Well, no.
Yes, Winds of Winter is still being revised and being ready to hopefully come out in early 2020. And then there's I Dream of Spring, which is the final book, which is probably right before George R.R. Martin dies. I mean, the way he fucking writes.
Here's Mad Dodge.
And the way
difference.
that he looks and eats, he's probably going to have a heart attack before it does come out.
No, and here's the difference. When it comes to A Dream of Spring and Winds of Winter, that is the end of the Game of Thrones saga. I'm going to cut in on you, Doku.
Aaron Telford, 5 pounds. I forgot which rule it is. It's a Ferengi rule of acquisition, saying the one thing more dangerous than a question is the answer.
He's not wrong. But thank you very much, man.
And Aaron, thank you for the super chat, man. We do appreciate it here. We really do. Anyway, go ahead, Doku. Sorry to cut you off. I wanted to make that clear because that's the second one he's made. I just want him to know we do appreciate it.
Oh no, we definitely do. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Sorry, dude, drunk. But no, we appreciate the super chats. My issue with this, when it comes to doing Lord of the Rings, if you're going with the Silmarillion, that is a set in stone prequel. That sets the precedent for everything that happens in The Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings. That is what sets up the world. You could do that the same way that you could do the World of Ice and Fire. The problem with the World of Ice and Fire is you don't have the same type of world building that you have with the Silmarillion. So if you want to do Old Valyria, you could do that. You could do the Blackfire Rebellion. There's a lot of shit you could do in Game of Thrones, but if you tried to do the Long Night, it's intentionally left vague. So if you tried to do that, you make the White Walkers, they lose all their intimidation factor. The whole reason the fucking White Walkers were intimidating is because you didn't know jack shit about them. If you explain it to us, then okay. It's just gonna make everything that much more lackluster. Lame. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit about the fucking Night King at this point. Why are you gonna double down on it? Why would I care? He's dead. I know how he dies. Who the fuck cares about the Night King or the White Walkers at this point? Like, congratulations, guys, you fucked it up. Do fucking old Valyria. Why not? I mean, shit.
Well,
give me Euron. Give me Euron fucking Greyjoy going around to the world and looking at fucking warlocks and shit and doing all the other mysticism crap that he does. Give me that. I don't care about the fucking White Walkers. You fucked it up.
If you're going to do something, just pick a... They've mentioned several different areas of the world that they could explore, all right, without breaking any canon for the most part, right? So why don't they go along those lines?
That's what I want to know.
I mean, that to me would be something at least they could do it. The one problem is, though, whether you like it or not, any new thing they come up with is going to be tainted because of the final season. It's going to be tainted. All right, they're going to be leery about getting involved in a series like that simply because of how the ending turned out. Because the ending turned out like shit.
Oh, and that's the thing. Here's what you do. If you wanted to do a Game of Thrones miniseries, take Euron, focus on the silence, and for anybody that doesn't read the books or the lore, like the expanded lore, the reason his boat is called the Silence, spoiler warnings, is as if anybody fucking cares. The reason his boat is called the Silence is because every single other person except for Euron has their fucking tongues cut out, so his boat is literally the Silence. It's fucking silent. And he travels all over the fucking world. Apparently in the books, he has like a suit of fucking Valyrian steel armor. Not swords, armor. An entire fucking suit of armor. He's got dragon eggs, he's got fucking warlocks, he's got fucking red priests and priestess. He's been to a shy by the shadows. There's so much shit you could do just with that. Why the fuck do I care about the White Walkers at this point in time? Do something with Euron.
Well, there's lots of other stories that could be done that would be quite interesting. All right, that they could turn into shows or turn into movies. There's plenty of science fiction. There's plenty of science fantasy out there. All right, that people could do things with. I don't understand why everyone's so enamored with trying to constantly go back to the same things again and again and again. It's like, this is something I don't even understand from Hollywood.
Because people can't create their own shit anymore. It's like people have literally lost their imagination.
But there are plenty of books that from an imagination standpoint that could be
and it's not even like creating your own thing, right? Okay, so you can take an idea. Doku and I are working on a project where we pretty much, the idea of Tales from the Crypt, the story type idea, we're going to roll with that, but we're going to put our own spin on it. That's all you really need to do. Well, you don't need to come up with something completely original.
I would like to see.
No,
honestly, here's something
what I'm saying is I have literally seen children who do not have an imagination. They can read a book that is 15, 20 pages long, that has no pictures in it, has alliteration, but they cannot see in their mind what the characters look like. They can't see what the world is created of. And that makes me sad, because it's more than just one or two children. It's many. We're creating, or rather, the world is creating children that are just followers who don't believe in anything but what they see.
Well, but okay, so you were thinking of something along the lines, Mad Dog, you said of like the Creep Show or something like that, right? There are plenty of other short stories that you could do stuff like that with. I mean, there's plenty of short stories in science fiction, right? That you could sit up there and take take that concept of small short stories and clips and do that from a science fiction perspective. Why not? All these things exist out there. It seems to me as if people are they're lazy. and they're not willing to take risks. I mean, yeah, I hear people saying, well, they're just not imaginative. It's not just that. I think it's the fact that they're so doggone lazy. They're trying to live off of yesterday and instead of trying to explore what other new concepts, even if they're not completely new, all right, they can be partially new, and they could go with, at least take the concept and explain it in a different area. Like I said, take the creep show kind of context, all right, which is what Twilight Zone was doing to an extent, right, and expand it from there. They're acting like there's no stories out there.
Well, the thing is, there are stories out there. It's just you usually fall into one of three traps. No pun intended. The first trap is you're trying to emulate something. This is the 50 Shades of Grey Twilight thing, where you're trying to emulate something so A, B, C, D. And this is where Disney Star Wars really fucks up. Like, when you look at Force Awakens, it's just A New Hope, but different. It
wasn't.
It's not. It's still A New Hope, just with a different skin on it. So yeah, okay. I guess
it's a New Hope done poorly, in my opinion. Yes, the special effects were better. The acting, however, was not, and the storyline was not. In fact, elements of the storyline were far better, all right, in the original Star Wars than they were, all right, in A New Hope. They really were. All right, Luke Skywalker's background in concept was far superior to anything that you saw from freaking Rey.
Oh, and that's also because Luke Skywalker was at the beginning of A New Hope, going into Empire Strikes Back and into The Last Jedi. Luke Skywalker was not really. I mean, he was the main character that we followed, but the only thing he really had going for him was the hero's journey. But he wasn't overpowered. Like, even by the time he got to Return of the Jedi, the only thing that set him apart from anybody else was that he brought his father back from the brink and didn't die. That's basically all he had to do. Luke Skywalker was not this overpowered character. Everybody likes to say, I know the people that defend The Last Jedi, oh my God, well, Luke Skywalker was just as powerful as... No, he wasn't. He wasn't as powerful as Rey. What did Luke Skywalker have going for him? Like, tell me, in the original 3 movies, what did Yoda. Luke Skywalker... Even with Yoda...
Talking frog.
Even with Yoda...
a talking frog.
Even with Yoda, what did Luke Skywalker actually have going for him as far as being a protagonist? What did he have?
The talking...
A twin sister that he kissed?
No, like, on a serious note, what made Luke Skywalker stand out as a character? Legitimate question.
Tiny teddy bears.
Well, he had the tenacity never to stop. I mean, that's one thing he never did do. I mean, that's the good part about it. He didn't quit.
That's one thing, but it almost got him killed on several occasions.
Yeah, well, it's true. I think that Destroy 45 made a comment, which was that creativity is being punished actively now. Do you guys agree with that?
Oh, yeah, I would agree.
You're not allowed. Look at television, for instance. I mean, Last Man Standing. How edgy is that show, really? Not at all. You know why they were taken off the air? Because it leans conservative slightly. You know what I mean? There is a stifling of creativity. When you're told you're not allowed to write about this because of politics, Well, that influences your creativity, does it not?
But no, before we get too far off that smack me in the face. Before we get too off base on this, I do want to ask you, what made Luke Skywalker a good character in the first 3 movies? Because
to me, it would be his innocence. Especially in A New Hope. He was totally innocent. He knew nothing, and it's the underdog role. So that always has a certain charisma to it. You know what I mean?
Well, the innocence, yeah, but
what is Luke?
Was always from that standpoint, he was always the underdog. He never had overwhelming power. In fact, he was always losing. If you really want to talk about it, he overcame.
Yeah. No, and it's like the story for Lord of the Rings. It's like Frodo. He loses the entire fucking way, and in the end, he turns. It's only Gollum that saves Frodo, really, right? It's a tragic story. It's not the true hero. It's the fall. You know what I mean?
All right, so
his best friend was calling him kid the whole way through all those movies.
I'll explain this. Go ahead, Sharadi, and then I'll go.
Oh, no, that was basically it. I'm gonna get ready to get my kids to bed. So I'm getting out of here soon.
Okay, so this is what happens. If you look at the original trilogy, Luke Skywalker, random ass kid, doesn't really know jack shit about the universe, gets swept into this war. Yeah, he gets a win. Okay, yay, congratulations, clap our hands. But what does he really have to show for his accomplishments? Yeah, his mentor gets killed. Okay. Is he really the one to credit for the destruction of the Death Star? That's what everybody thinks. He doesn't think that. He doesn't think he's the one that's credited to it. He doesn't feel like a hero. Then he goes into Empire Strikes Back, gets his arm cut off, realizes who his father is, and he has an existential crisis by the end of that movie. And then what does he do towards the end of the movie? I could be my father. And he chooses not to. He would rather die than become that which he hates. Tell me that's not... I mean, I know it's a cliche hero's journey, but tell me it's not a perfectly executed hero's journey where he goes from being a know-nothing to having that sort of existential crisis to getting to the point where he doesn't need to be the most powerful person in the universe. He doesn't want to be the most powerful person in the universe, to realizing he isn't the most powerful person in the universe. He doesn't give in to Palpatine.
Well, there's that aspect, but you also got to remember the stories. There was multiple storylines going on simultaneously, not the least of which, all right, is the Han Solo redemption arc.
Well, I'm just talking about Luke. As far as like the hero's journey thing.
About Luke, you can't talk about Star Wars without talking about Solo, all right, and the redemption arc that was going along along that same time frame. You know, I mean, it all fits within that. It's all part of the seamlessness of how all this is working together. In that regard, I mean, you got to give Lucas a lot of credit. All right, he put in a lot of different elements in there, and yes, the protagonist. I mean, everyone talks about the protagonist being Luke. Okay, that's true, but was he, or was it Han? You could make a case either way. You really could make the case that the protagonist wasn't really Luke Skywalker, that it was really Han Solo.
Actually, I would make a completely different argument. And this is why Star Wars.
I said his best friend was calling him fucking kid the whole 3 movies.
And in actuality, I'm not a Solo man. I actually despise the Solo character, but that's a separate issue.
Well, but no, this is why Star Wars handles its characters so very fucking well. You can look at Leia.
Got Matt drunk.
Excellent. That's what I aim to do.
Hi, Doku.
Hi.
He said hi.
But no, you can look at Luke, you could look at Han, you could look at Leia, you could look at Vader. Any of those characters in the original 3 movies, they all have their own sort of, you could call it the hero's journey. I would say the most satisfying one is Vader. You don't even need the prequels. You can look at Vader from A New Hope all the way up to The Last Jedi. And that is just as satisfying of a hero's journey type story as Luke, Leia, or Han Solo.
I think my favorite part is seeing Leia in the golden bikini as she's strangling the hell out of that slime thing. I don't even remember. Jabba the Hutt. There we go.
Jabba. Walk a walk and you could go a whole solo. But no, all of the main characters have their own journey. Tell me
she was not hot in that golden bikini.
If anybody says otherwise, then I don't know what you were doing when you were 13.
Maybe we're already past 13 by then.
Hey, Sherardi, stop thinking about sparkly vampires, all right? Anyway,
those sparkly vampires are just wrong on so many levels. Ew, nasty, gross.
What the hell was that?
And yeah, Ainchek has a really good point. Yeah, Leia went from being the hoity-toity princess to getting humbled to, well, being a badass. And it's like, yeah, guess what? No one gives a fuck that you're a princess. Earn your own fucking keep.
Yeah, but that's not the point, though. The point is, though, Disney took Leia, and she was supposed to be the last Jedi, and they totally was like, fuck you there, Carrie Fisher. You can go fuck yourself, Grandma. And they moved on to somebody else and made them like a Mary Sue. Why? What the fuck? What are they even thinking?
They weren't, because they don't give a fuck about the source material. They don't give a fuck about Star Wars. They're doing the same cookie cutter bullshit. They thought they could do what the Marvel movies did, and it would sell, and it would actually make for a good story. It doesn't.
Well, one thing is that I never...
Dester says, and with Jabba the Hutt's death, a new fetish was born.
The one thing I've never understood about these new movies is I've still haven't gotten a really good feel for how the frickin' First Order came into existence.
They never explain it, so later, Dest.
It doesn't make any sense to me. All right, no matter how you look at it, it doesn't make any sense to me where they came from. Okay, if they were part of the central core for the Empire, that would be one thing, right? But they don't even explain any of that.
Well, they said they went to the Outer Rims, but I would really like to know if you have that level of military buildup and you overthrew the Empire and you weren't aware of your military opponent and this type of military build, like, you're either stupid or horribly incompetent.
Right, and so I just don't understand how that could ever come into being, and they just kind of put it there, kind of just to create a dynamic that's quite frankly didn't exist, or I mean it was already old, okay, You're trying to reestablish the same problem in the universe. Well, to me, all right, how the hell is the universe even functioning at this point? At this point in time, if you're going to do an arc along these lines, what you should have had was basically military all over the place fighting amongst themselves. There should have been like a no holds barred. Everyone's got a piece of military, and everyone's fighting for their little piece of the pie, kind of like a Roman free for all, right? Where you got several different groups all vying for power, not just one super powerful group that just basically inherited the entire empire. Because then it was like, okay, well, this is the empire. Well, if you're going to reconstitute the empire, all right, from the death of the emperor, it would have devolved into any kind of normal thing. It would have gone the way of Alexander the Great's empire, where it breaks up into a lot of different other little empires, all fighting for control, all vying for power.
And that's the thing with those groups. You could have, whichever group had a super Star Destroyer. Well, yeah, they're the ones that are going to take over, because anyone who hasn't read some of the expanded material that Disney decided to throw out because reasons, there wasn't just one super Star Destroyer.
Right.
Anyone who had a super Star Destroyer, yeah, you could subjugate entire star systems. So why wasn't that the reason? No, we're just going to ignore all of that, and we're just going to throw that out the fucking window, because the super Star Destroyer was a terrifying weapon.
Apparently, it wasn't terrifying. It didn't terrify me.
Apparently it wasn't. And even if we want to go further into the expanded lore, like one person with an Eclipse class Star Destroyer, a Star Destroyer with a super laser on it.
Well, any one of the Star Destroyers, let's be honest, why wouldn't have there been a series of freaking pirates, right? Fighting each other and fighting for different space lanes, basically just raiding planets and running and hitting and running. They could have done so.
Makes you wonder.
At this point in time, they could have done so much. Where'd memes go? I was hoping memes would jump in here, right? They could have done so much. They could have expanded it in so many ways, and instead they just kind of, just let it sit there. Hey, Mad, is memes still around? Looks like Mad Dodge is not even around.
Oh yeah, MC. One of the bigger ones I was always curious about, and I don't know why Disney threw this one away, with the Eclipse class Star Destroyer. That was essentially the same size as a Super Star Destroyer, but it had a smaller scale Death Star super laser on it as a prow-based, weapon. So,
right.
One fleet with that could subjugate an entire star system. You're telling me there's no one going around in the outer rims, mining asteroid fields, subjugating entire star systems with this gigantic war weapon?
Or using it as a terror weapon, saying if you do this, we'll unleash it on you.
Well, because ultimately that's what let's be perfectly honest here. From a military standpoint, the Death Star is not exactly the most efficient tactical weapon in the world, or in this case, the galaxy. As is seen in the first movie, it's not efficient at all. It got destroyed by, a couple fighter and bomber fleets, but it is a very effective terror weapon. So,
right.
Take that weapon and put it on a Super Star Destroyer.
Back down to, if the damn things are so doggone easy to blow up with just small little freaking ships, why would you ever build one? Why would you ever go to the expense of ever building one of these things if you could if you could produce thousands, tens of thousands of freaking, smaller freaking ships? Okay.
Because it's a terror weapon. It's a flex. That's all it is.
So
it's a
got
gigantic
a
flex.
like that, but you're not going to sit up there and spend the extra money that's going to take to put several thousand freaking fighters around it. They come in with what was it, 3 or 4 squadrons, and they're able to take it out because the Empire didn't send out 200 or 300 freaking TIE fighters rather than the 15 or 20 that they put out.
Yeah, and then they're going to build a fucking second one of all things.
Exactly. To spend the money on the second one. Now I realize the first one you could come back and say they put all this and it was supposed to be invulnerable. Okay. If you want to go down with that's fine. But at the same time, wouldn't they have already run freaking tests saying, well, how would you destroy this? They had to have known about the vulnerability. Was it just a vulnerability that was only open to the the people who thought to attack it? You're supposed to be a military. One of the things that you do is you run war games. How would you attack this if you have the technical specifications? Well,
that's the reason I enjoyed the movie Rogue One, is because it explained why there was that weakness built in. That I can appreciate because, the thing should be invulnerable, except there's this one specific weakness. Get that to the rebellion at all cost. That I can appreciate because that actually does have a historical precedence back from World War II. But
if when you know that that weakness exists, you defend the holy crap out of it.
Yeah, and again, why would you build a second one?
Exactly. It's not saying that I'm not saying that the weakness can't exist. That's not the problem. The problem is that to say that there's going to be a weakness, number one, and that the Empire wouldn't know about it, that's kind of ridiculous. Number one. Number two is when you're going to build a second one, you know what the weaknesses are. Why would you not? And the weaknesses are small ships. Why would you not defend it with a fleet of small ships, the likes of like thousands or hundreds of, at least in the hundreds? There's not a fighter that should have been gotten in within freaking scene distance of this thing.
And also, it would be, even if I'm giving a lot of credibility here, a lot of leeway, a lot of wiggle room. Even if you're going to make a trap, building the second Death Star, that's a really, really, really fucking expensive trap.
Well, yeah, especially when all you have to do is make believe that you're building it. All right, make them think that you're building it and not really be building it. So all of a sudden the fleet appears and it's like, ha! There you go.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And all they would have had to do was build a few freaking ion cannons on the damn planet. They showed how effective ion cannons were when that fleet arrived and they get hit with freaking 15 ion cannons. They should have been able to do that from the planet, right?
They should have.
So it comes the rebel fleet. Oh, here's a few ion cannon shots later. That's a trap. Yeah, it's still a trap. You're freaking screwed.
Well, one of the best examples of this idea of trapping an opponent, it comes from the original Homeworld game, when I think it's the 4th or 5th level, where there's a large mothership, and the mothership has ion cannons on it, but the primary attack force is a bunch of really fucking tiny attack fighters that have really tiny ion cannons on them. And they just swarm the ever-living shit out of you. And they hide in nebulas.
Well, maybe the opposition has superstar destroyers.
Oh, no, you can't. But this is what's so brilliant about this. Go. What's up, memes? Go play the original Homeworld and try fighting against the Guardians of the Nebula. They'll have 3 or 4 of these like motherships that come out. Not only do the motherships have heavy ion weapons, they drop swarms of fighters and just fuck your shit up. So if you have cruisers, frigates, freighters, no, you're dead. They just swarm the ever-living shit out of you, and then they disappear into the nebula. And they just use hit-and-run tactics, using both swarms of fighters and large motherships.
So as much as I love talking about the greater history of Star Wars, I guess this might be viewed as a Mad Dodge News alert. My apologies, I don't have a soundboard or anything up, but apparently on the Twitters, according to Mike Cernovich, he has retweeted an individual by the name of Ryan Saavedra, and apparently this appears to be C-SPAN news, where one of Representative Cortez's constituents is quite they are very concerned about climate change, and here are her words.
Because of the climate crisis, we only have a few months left. I love that you support the Green Deal, but it's not getting rid of fossil fuel. It's not going to solve the problem fast enough. A Swedish professor saying, we can eat dead people, but that's not fast enough. So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies. We don't have enough time. There's too much CO2. All of you're a pollutant. Too much CO2. We have to.
All right, I think we're good with this. Well, that I don't know about you guys, but that seems like a modest proposal.
Well, we can shoot her first.
Oh boy!
Who said anything about shooting? No, I'm just saying that literally is the plot line from A Modest Proposal.
I mean, rope would work.
I wouldn't. Well, we don't need to hang a tire. You have a tire swing?
Tire means rubber. Rubber means plastic. That's not good for the
environment. That is correct. We need
however,
more hemp.
We can use wood bullets.
Bullets use powder. You can't use powder.
Yeah, too much
compressed air.
Vampires with a hammer and a stake. What do you think? That's probably the only chance to get rid of the vampire. I mean,
we could use compressed air that's compressed with a bite pump.
We'll need cold fusion for that, and that's like 3 years off, according to MC or somebody that reminds me of MC.
I thought we were 3 years off.
It sounds good. France is doing stuff and things. They have a big collider.
Yeah. Can you tell me when the last big technological advancement came out of France?
Oh, Higgs boson?
Smokeless powder.
The Higgs boson did not come out of France.
Oh.
It wasn't an advancement. It's a theory.
Oh, well, they proved the theory?
Not exactly, no. We'll go on. I don't want to get technical with you. But the reality is not exactly.
So they did stuff. They just need things.
Oh, I do have one that is relevant to modern warfare.
Oh.
Smokeless powder, 1867. No, I think it was 87.
Well, black powder. It's a very terrible weapon.
No, smokeless powder.
Oh.
What we use today, the French Lebel rifle, which was, if I remember correctly, was still in use during the First World War. It was the first military rifle to use smokeless powder, and then immediately everybody was trying to catch up to the French.
The only thing, the last time the France had a major advancement along those lines, in my opinion, was the French 76 artillery piece.
Oh, what's that?
That was First World War?
That was right prior to World War I, but it was the first recoilless. Basically, where they basically tamped the recoil, so you didn't have to reset the cannon.
That is useful.
All right, but that's the last time we've ever seen anything really world-shaking from the French. Other than that, let's see, they've given us the French Foreign Legion.
Oh, French fries.
Louis Pasteur. I mean, that's close.
Freedom fries.
Don't talk about
Frog on a stick
with Falcon. It's a sore spot.
But no, okay. Here's another topic. Halloween's coming up. How do you guys feel about All Hallows Eve? It's the night before All Saints Day, a Catholic holiday, which a lot of you probably don't care about. Other than that, Day of the Dead. It's not Cinco de Mayo, though. Don't get it confused.
Cinco de Mayo was never Day of the Dead. How did you even come up with that?
Well, no, 5th of May. There is a spirit festival that they do in the parade. Have you seen the parade?
The Day of the Dead and Cinco de Mayo are completely different things.
Whatever.
I think the Cinco de Mayo is in May.
Yes, May 15th.
Duh. Whatever. Fine.
Are you confuzzling holidays?
Am I okay? Fine. I mixed up holidays. My bad.
Wow,
Either
you're
way.
backing away from freedom of speech and association and holidays. Is this sad? Day?
First off, I just don't
someone's
want
got an
some
echo.
troll attacking me, memes. So
Oh,
shut up.
well, why'd you invite me?
Second, sorry, mixed up holidays. My bad. Now, again, Halloween. MC, you're slightly religious. How do you feel about Halloween?
I feel about Halloween? I think it's a great time to sit up there and steal your kids' candy. And when they get too old, you can't steal it anymore.
We keep track because we can count sometimes.
Now I just got to basically steal it before the little crumb crunchers knock on the door and go trick or treat.
You're stealing the candy you give out?
You need to answer the door you need to open up the door while sticking on shoveling candy in your mouth.
Do you really want the little child? Do you really want this chocolate bar? Huh? Do you? What are you going to give me for it? Right? You're there to scare the children?
If I get any kids,
or you keep.
I'm not sure I want to keep my donkey in your bathtub anymore, MC.
Why did you think you were keeping a donkey in my bathtub? Where did this come from, me?
Because it's illegal.
It's illegal?
Yes.
So in other words, it's illegal for you to keep a donkey in your bathtub, so you want to keep it at somebody else's house?
No, it's illegal in your state.
Okay. And this is a bad rule. Why?
I can have a donkey in my bathtub if I want.
Okay, so basically you're the donkey one, right? You want the donkey?
Well, I mean, I've been called an ass.
Memes, you're messed up.
Oh, you watched my video.
Yeah, and you love turtles for some reason.
Hey, I had a rally for them.
They taste good in soup form.
You would kill a turtle for soup? Thank you.
Yes, the crunch is so satisfying.
The crunch? They're crunchy?
They are when you are when you sit up there and like put them in batter and deep fry them.
Everything's
no,
fried.
I was referring to getting the shell off.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to give credit to Vanilla Ice.
What?
Oh, I used Ninja Rap in the video. It's the subtle track.
Your
at like
ninja rap, you're like your normal ninja rap, like go Tosi, go.
Yes.
Yeah, that's your ninja rap, right?
Well, that's Vanilla Ice's he did over 20 years ago. Actually, the funny thing is, the entire lyrics and the talking part pretty much lined up with the length of the clip, so it worked out well.
I see. And?
No, that's all.
All right, Mean. What story do you want to talk about today?
The stories? Oh, didn't some teacher get fired for accidentally misgendering a student or something?
Oh shit!
Oh, Matt Barkley's got it. Go!
No, I think that a teacher got fired because it refused to use the transgender pronoun.
I heard. See, I got confused about that because when I was listening to the Tim Pool story after eating my tuna, I'm like, at first they said they refused to do it, and then I thought they had come to an accord, and then apparently they were using some VR things, and at one point instead of saying he said, "Stop her before she walks into something" or something, and the fact that I guess the administration said that you didn't apologize and use the proper pronoun. He apologized,
I don't think that. I think that's just absolutely silly, to be honest. I think it's just absolutely asinine. If you can't, how is this person? I don't care who it is. How is this person gonna live as an adult? How are they going to deal with the situation when they come up against adversity if they're so doggone fragile? All right, that somebody misgendering them or misspeaking about them is going to sit up there and send them off of a tizzy to the point where they're having thoughts of suicide.
Is that why a girl started just screaming at me for like 5 minutes and kind of followed me into kind of my greater area of my place of employment after I pulled out and she nearly hit me, even though I had a lot of room? And I'm making an assumption here, but if I went back and watched the Duncan's footage, I'm pretty sure she was texting while driving and speeding. And she just yelled at me she's like, "Oh, are you?" And then she says the R word and stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, well, I work with special needs kiddos and stuff." And then she wished me to get cancer because I was finishing my cigarette, just kind of looking at her with like a strange look on my face, like she had 4 heads. Okay. I feel like if I recorded the entire encounter and uploaded as something like "quote unquote" crazy feminist attacks me or something like that, it'd probably get like a lot of views. But I didn't. I was busy drinking my coffee, smoking my cancer stick.
Are you bragging about smoking your cancer stick?
I actually did to somebody that was asking me for money last night. He was actually from my former college, and I looked at my phone. I'm like, why is my alma mater calling me? I asked, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't really have a lot of money. And he was kind of going through his script, and I'm like, drop the script, man. It's all right. He's like, oh yeah, cool. And I kind of promoted my YouTube channel and gave him some advice. I'm like, use a calendar, use Google Calendar.
Giving somebody advice.
Oh, it's advice that I haven't taken.
I have a question for you. Means, have you ever given advice that people took that actually worked for them?
Yes, I told my friend to use an ATM card and not always carry around stuff on him. And actually, I guess he did really well. He's married with children now.
Oh, that's why because he used an ATM card.
Well, he thanked me for it. I should take my own advice.
Memes, you're giving yourself a bit too much credit.
What?
You're giving yourself a bit too much credit.
Well, MC asked a question and I responded. The only thing more dangerous than the question can be the answer, I've been told.
The only thing more stupid than a question could be the answer.
I've heard there are no stupid questions.
And they were wrong.
Oh.
In fact, I just asked a stupid question and I got a stupider answer, so I'm obviously wrong too.
You're welcome.
Are you going to wish Doku a happy birthday? I'm waiting for you to do that.
Oh, happy birthday, Doku, in this form of communication.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Happy birthday, man. How old are you now?
Well, I'm 30 now, so we'll see how long it takes me to go from escaping the womb to
he fears he's no longer young.
6
My condolences.
6 feet in the grave.
I thought 30 was
long.
16.
What part of the world are you in?
What?
Massachusetts. I'm in the
Oh.
I'm in the north of the America. But
Canada?
Oh God, no. I'm not in the land of the drama teacher.
So you live in the States?
Yeah, well, I actually live right outside of DC. It's a fucking shithole.
Are you poor bastard?
That's not the north.
It's north enough.
I'm more north than you.
You're worse off.
Why?
Yeah,
like
your brand.
Since
his brand of north is crazy.
Jack brought up this story. I hadn't seen this story. I'm hoping that the woman taunts lion with dance after climbing into the enclosure at the Bronx Zoo. I don't know how I missed this story.
Oh shit!
A video on Instagram captured an unknown woman standing just feet away from an adult male lion inside its enclosure in the Bronx Zoo in New York City, taunting the animal with a dance. The astonishing video shows the lion watching the woman but not moving toward her. This is likely due to the presence of a 14-foot deep moat not visible from the video, separating the woman from the deadly animal. So it's almost too. See, if the woman's going to do this at this point, when she tried to climb out, they should have picked this woman up and said, "Oh no, you're going back in there to pet the lion."
I like cats.
She deserves to be eaten.
All right, this is just when people are this freaking stupid. And okay, it might have a 14-foot moat, deep moat, but lions do have the power to jump over things. I don't know if people realize this.
Wait, hold on a second. MC, was this young lady trying to seduce the lion?
Oh shit!
Or was the lion trying to seduce her? Was she hypnotized?
Are you saying that she was trying to engage in bestiality? Is that what you're asking me?
All I'm saying, man, is there is more than one occasion where it's been claimed that that's happened with dolphins.
This action was a serious violation and unlawful trespass that could have resulted in serious injury or death. Barriers and rules are in place to keep visitors, staff, and animals safe, said the zoo in a statement. Did this woman get away? Did they not identify who this lunatic was?
She got away from the lion.
It doesn't look like they arrested this thing.
Hey, she broke the patriarchy of the pride.
Dude, I thought you couldn't say something that dumb.
Memes?
What?
You do realize that the female lions are the ones that do the hunting.
Was this a female lion? The lion has a beard. I wouldn't want to assume it's gender, though.
From the article, it sounds like the female lion is the one that got kind of pissy.
Well, maybe she was a furry. Maybe she was just trying to go home.
This was an adult male lion.
So it was a patriarchy.
Oh, well, no. At that point in time, that's get the fuck out of my territory, bitch. I'm gonna kill you.
Like I said, they should have put this woman down, and they should have forced her across that friggin' moat, tossed her across.
Yeah, the females are the ones that do the hunting, but the males are the ones that are going to fucking kill you if you encroach upon their territory.
It is a patriarchy. They force the females to make them dinner.
God damn it, memes.
Where's my steak, woman? Damn it, where's that hamburger? I know Mad Dodge is thinking, yeah, I'm the lion, I'm the pride. Look at that
shoulder of antelope.
The lion wants a Big Mac.
Isn't there a lion named Cleo or something? I feel like there's
a lion named Cleo.
Yes.
Cleo the lion?
I feel like it's a kid's show.
Leo the lion, you mean?
No, that's a constellation. No, I all I'm imagining is if Mad was a lion and his wife comes home and he says, "Get me a shoulder of antelope." And she just comes up with a cold soda and just puts it on the back of his neck. And he's like, "Ay, that's going to mat my fur."
Beams, there's no words I can use that can express that. There really isn't. You're
stupid. No. Saying that is stupid wouldn't be an insult to stupid.
I'm heard
anything that is stupid.
What? Oh, okay.
This individual should just be happy that it wasn't a fucking panther. That thing would have fucked your day up.
I have a panther.
Regardless, of course you are.
It's a small panther.
Mm-hmm.
My ex couple ago's roommate came home with a little black cat and started going around telling everyone it was a baby panther. Don't tell anybody. I feel like he just did that just so he could get laid. And then he went to jail and I acquired a cat.
I'm not even going to respond to that. Continue. Continue.
I feel like I broke something because when I just hear the tapping of a single finger and nothing else, that's either incredibly good or incredibly poor.
On the bedroom wall?
Hmm?
Never mind.
Okay.
Memes. Did your mother drop you on your head?
No, my dad did.
Oh shit!
God damn it, Memes.
He says I jumped. I mean, he's a lawyer, so I mean,
He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
That means he's an expert liar.
well, I think he might be an honest lawyer. Maybe.
Might be.
There's no such thing.
Are you sure?
Dude, that is an oxymoron, if there is
Hey,
one.
hashtag not all is a thing. And I heard Yugi Moto say it, so it must be true.
It must be.
You heard an anime character tell you something, so therefore it's true.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
how I
wait
ended.
I can't wait to hear what you learned from Speed Racer.
I really wasn't the biggest Speed Racer fan, although from Sonic I learned gotta go fast.
You didn't get anything from Chim Chim the monkey?
Who's that?
Whatever that stupid monkey's name.
Oh, are you talking about what was it?
He's
Doctor?
a good nerd. He doesn't even know Speed
Are
Racer.
you talking about Dr. Amadeus or something like that, or
Speed Racer.
Oh,
The monkey in Speed Racer.
Mojo Jojo? No, that was Powerpuff Girls.
Figures he would know all the Powerpuff Girls, right?
Well, there's Bubbles and Blossom and what's the other one? Buttercup. There we go.
Hey guys.
And then there's like another girl.
Do you guys remember that scene in Shooter when I think it's the Archbishop gets shot? How there's this blood splatter behind him of the round going through his head, which isn't realistic.
I remember that movie. That was with like the Russian and the American snipers.
If memes was in the place of the Archbishop, there wouldn't be any blood because there's nothing between the ears.
According to one of my British correspondent friends, I've heard rainbows might come out.
Rainbows are going to come out where, memes?
Oh, I mean, that's a good question. But all I know is I made a Dragon Bites clip of it.
Of rainbows coming out of where, memes?
Oh. A head?
Which head, memes?
Oh, the top one?
The one that has all the blood.
That would be the one between his legs.
Depends on the situation.
No, it's never the one up top.
What time of day? I can be a mass of blood fluid, I guess. I don't know. We need a better word.
You need a lot of things, memes. I think you're pretty much.
Memes.
So
days.
Doku, how about them Star Wars destroyers and ion cannons? Pew pew.
Oh no, memes. No, this is the hole you dug for yourself. I'm sitting back and watching.
Oh, well, hopefully no one else is watching on the internet, seeing as I did tweet the stream out, and apparently via this function it goes directly at YouTube as well.
Yeah, you let DeviantArt know about that one there, buddy.
Oh, I should tweet at them too. That's a good idea. What's wrong with DeviantArt?
I don't know.
That's how I got permission for my original avatar. This dude man over there, like, actually, I should put that in my other clips because I still use his art.
I know this is from a few minutes ago, but I agree with Ain't Jack. An honest lawyer is a poor lawyer.
Well, to be fair, my dad did not make some of the best financial decisions. You remember, like, in the 80s where McDonald's was skyrocketing? Yeah, he invested in the competitor.
Also, an honest lawyer is not a very smart lawyer.
Well, it depends on how you're lawyering.
No, dude. An honest lawyer is not a smart lawyer.
Do you like lawyers?
No.
Okay, what if they were honest?
Then they wouldn't be lawyers.
Are you sure? This is why I stand by
Yes.
the hashtag not all.
You're always gonna go to that one.
Yeah. Does it help explain things? Oh, my dad is very Jewish.
How many brain cells do you have?
It's a good question. I actually apparently do, perhaps due to electrocuting myself, like with headphones over time, because every once in a while, like if they start to fall apart, the metal exposes himself, and if you're putting them directly in between your ears, and all of a sudden you feel a little pinch, it's like, oh, that's probably not good, seeing as the current would be getting connected directly between 2 points, I think. I told Cabby that once, and he's like, what type of idiot would do that? I'm like, oh, cheap dude.
Memes.
Okay?
I'm gonna guess
Memes
it's
would
somewhere
do
in
it.
the single digits.
Is it like The Simpsons where it's like the single brain cell left? He's like, yes, I'm finally alone so I can enjoy my books. And then his glasses fall off and they break. He's like, no!
I believe that was
Guys,
originally a
unfortunately,
Twilight Zone.
I'm gonna have to leave you all. So I'll leave this to you. Once again, happy birthday, Doku. Hope you have a great day, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Till next
Old
time.
fart.
Peace out, MC.
Well, no, and moving on. Doku, what's the next thing you want to talk about? It is your birthday, sir.
Oh, dude, I'm just having fun listening to y'all assholes go back and forth on God knows whatever.
I do not self-identify as an asshole.
No, you're feathery.
No, I have aluminum. Thank you very much.
Oh, my apologies for mismattering you. Speciesing. I mean a falcon. Wait, a falcon rocket? Oh, you're the Rocketeer.
Shit.
God damn it, memes.
So, on Halloween, we are going to release the first episode of Portland by Night. It should be interesting. We'll see how the players go. It is Vampire the Masquerade. We play version 2. So, I don't know, Doku. What do you think? You think it's going to go over well?
There's only one way to find out.
Why are you waiting?
We're waiting because we need to get the prologues done, and the players need to feel more comfortable before we record or go live. That's why. I was ready 3 months ago. It's these other assholes.
Hey, I was perfectly fucking fine with role-playing a character, but...
That whole having to learn thing?
I learned quickly.
Hey, Doku, roll 6 for conception.
I rolled all ones.
See, I'm more of a D20 type of guy, and I got to point out 8Jack in the chat, and he's like, at the memes of destruction, electrocuted means you killed yourself with electricity. I disagree with that. See, when I was 7 years old, I lived in a very old house, and as I was walking through this room, there were 2 light switches, and it was a wall corner, and I'm like, oh, we need some light in here. So I flipped them both on at the same time, not knowing they were on 2 different circuits in this 100-year-old house. And all of a sudden I just start going, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was surprising. I probably shouldn't do that. And then I was like, wait a second, I didn't need light in here. So I turned them off at the same time again. And I'm like,
this is why we don't play with memes.
What?
This is why we don't play with memes.
I'm not going to turn my camera on, but I was actually doing some electrical work for credit. It took us 4.5 hours to find the issue. Turned out to just be a loose wire that was causing half the house to not, for half the light bulbs in the house not to turn on. But my right hand looks a little abnormal right now.
Also, Tim in the chat, thank you very much.
But no, yeah, Tema, if you would like to join, the link is in general in the Discord. So, Doku, what do you think, man? You think the vampire game's gonna go off well, or do you think it's gonna fail epically? Either way, it should be entertaining.
What do you want, my nice opinion or my honest opinion?
It's your birthday. You choose.
Well, if you want my nice opinion, yeah, it'll be a nice change of pace for a different type of content. If you want my honest opinion, it depends on who you have. If you can't role play, then it's gonna be shit. So either role play your character properly or don't bother. So it's gonna be one of those types of things. You might even want to just start a new game, new characters, and no offense to anybody playing the games that we've been playing backstage, but if you can't fucking role play your character, either get good, noob, or don't. It's that fucking easy.
Are you guys talking about some board role playing game like Dungeons and Dragons?
Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh. Okay. Nerds.
Damn right we're nerds.
Yeah, you pulled the nerd card. Like, really? Dude, do you know who you're hanging out with right now? We're like, what? Hey, you want to talk about DS9? I'll go through every episode with you, step by step.
Oh god, don't get him started. No, don't get him started.
DS9. It's crap.
What? Okay.
Dude, DS9 was the worst series.
Damn it, I said
Bye,
don't get
Falcon.
him started.
No, you're not allowed to say, hey, I know you're still backstage, you can hear me. You take that back, and I'll let you back on. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna add you back. You take it back. You gonna take it back?
No, he's not.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, Cisco is the pimp. Say it.
Dude, even an NX class is better than a space station.
The Defiant will fuck your ass up, dude. Don't fuck with me. No, I've had it with your ass. No, fuck you. That's it. I've had it.
It wasn't.
The
It wasn't
Defiant
even
will
Federation.
fuck your ass up, dude.
The Defiant was a prototype.
Yeah, and they fixed it. It was rocking back and forth because the warp cells were overpowerful. And they fucking worked that out, and it is a badass little battle cruiser. Fuck with me, dude. The Defiant could take out the Enterprise. I'll lay my cards on the table right now, dude. The Defiant can fucking kill the Enterprise E.
Which one?
The E. That's why I said the E. I specified.
Shit.
That's the first contact Enterprise, just so you know.
Actually, I'm curious about this. I'm not even a huge Star Trek fan, but by what logic?
Okay, my logic is, sure, the Enterprise can separate. It can go into the battle station and then the saucer section, right? So it can separate. But it is a gigantic ship where the Defiant is just slightly larger than a fucking runabout. So it's like 4 times the size of a runabout, but it's more like a TIE fighter. So it's going to zigzag around the Enterprise, and it's going to hit it. And when Enterprise's shields drop, the Enterprise takes every hit. When the Defiant's shields drop, it has armor to soak. I'm telling you right now, the Defiant can take the Enterprise.
Doesn't the Enterprise have more phaser banks and torpedo tubes?
It does. It does. But we're talking about
and you have
maneuverability.
2 ships instead of 1.
Let's be honest. The saucer section is gonna evacuate the civilians, and you know that as well as I do, Falcon. Come on. Let's be honest about this battle. They separate.
But still, you have 2 ships. When the Defiant is shooting at 1, the other half of the Enterprise can shoot at the Defiant.
The other half's gonna run away, though, is what I'm saying, dude, and that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna empty out all the civilians into the saucer, dude, and the saucer's gonna skate off, just like in Q-Who, just like in the.
So bigger question. This will likely be what decides the battle. Power supply. Which one has the better power supply?
What? Real quick, Matt Barkley. I'm still hoping that one of these days we get a drunk MC playing a role-playing game. I don't know about a drunk MC. I have hung out with MC when he was drinking a few beers, and he is pretty funny. But that was more of a private thing. We didn't do it on a stream. But MC does play the game. MC will be a character. His name is Fred, and he is a demon. And yes, that will be a part of the game, guys. So you will get to see the panel in different predicaments because we have to role play, and that makes it a lot different. Right, Doku?
Oh, yeah. Wait for my fucking character at least to get out from the god-awful predicament that I'm in now.
Hey, Doku, you mind if I answer your question real quick?
Mm-hmm.
It would be the Enterprise, because the Enterprise has to have a significantly larger warp core in order to make a much larger warp field, because it's just a much bigger ship. Also, I think a big advantage that the Enterprise has that the Defiant doesn't is the Defiant's weapons are forward fixed, whereas Enterprise has phaser banks in all directions, and forward and aft torpedo tubes.
The reason I ask is which ship has the better power supply is, and I'm coming from the perspective of playing like Homeworld. The ship that has the better power supply, all I need to do is not die, and then bye, peace, I'm out. I can play the game of cat and mouse all you want. As long as I have the larger power supply, I can drain your ship until I'm in an advantageous position. Then I can ambush you. Or I can just drain your ship to the point where I make you surrender. One of the two.
And even if the Defiant tried to run away, basically it's the historical equivalent is a Messerschmitt Me-109 versus a Russian I-153. The 153, which was a biplane with two forward fixed guns, it can without a doubt absolutely outturn that 109. But the 109 can run. The 109 gets to dictate when he wants to fight. Same thing with Enterprise. She's a lot faster than the Defiant. So if she says, heck with this, I don't want to fight anymore, she can just go, boom, gone.
And that's the thing. It goes back down to the... if you look at World War II fighters, there is the balance between the weight of the fighter, the fuel tanks, the range, and the weapon systems that are on board the fighter. So if I can dictate the engagement, then okay, boom, there we go. But if you're talking about large-scale ship combat like this, as long as I have the large fuel source. Maneuverability, if I can decide where I want to engage, how I want to engage, if it's not favorable, I can bug out. I have the advantage. I don't need the better weapon systems.
Exactly. Not your point on being able to just basically your point on having the better power supply. I know it's another historical example, and I hope Mad Dodge to like the historical stuff. It's like a fight between an ME-262 the first twin-engine jet fighter, and the Mustang. The 262 has about a 40-minute flight duration, then he has to land because he's running on fumes. Whereas that Mustang, he can do it for 8 hours. He does, yeah, he's not quite as quick, but all he has to do is wait around that 262's home airfield and just wait him out, because that 262 has to come back.
And that's one of the reasons that the Japanese Zero was actually so effective, is not necessarily, well, maneuverability was very, very valuable, but the light armor, it gave it better flight time. So it was able to stay in the air. So in the early stages of the war, the Japanese Zero was a very, very effective fighter aircraft.
Well, yeah, it'd be more effective if they ain't crashing into everything they saw. But
Well,
looking
no,
at the
that
chat,
was-
at that
hey,
point-
real quick, looking at the chat, Amanda Wolfchild, it has been a long time, girl. What is up? Creepy little book says, "Happy birthday, Doku." Hey, Pete, what's up, man? I think you're still on my server, dude. The link's in there if you want to join. So,
Oh, Pete,
go ahead
what's
and
up,
jump
brother?
on.
Thanks, homie. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. That is a cheers, an immediate cheers.
Amanda ought to hop in. It's been 3 years since I've seen her anywhere.
And also, Amanda, cheers. Oh.
Actually, that's a good point. Hey, Amanda. It's been forever. Do you want me to send you the StreamYard's link on Twitter? I think we're still friends on there. So let me know. But moving on, so Falcon, you are heavy into aircraft. That's what you fucking enjoy. And awesome. What do you think about the spy planes that the US was using? Were they efficient during the early 70s and 80s? Or were they crap? Do you think the Russians had one over on us? What do you think?
Absolutely not. Since the 60s, with the development of the originally it was the A-12, and then later a second seat was added, and it went from being a prototype / NASA test bed to what became actually originally named the RS-71, but when Johnson and Lyndon Johnson decided to make it a public look at me, I'm a good president thing, he messed up the name SR-71. The Blackbird was really, really good. It was ridiculous how good the airplane was, but it was very costly. It was not easy to fly. The pilot, all he could do was fly, and to land the thing, even in the absolute best circumstances, it took both men and 2 chase planes and ground control to get that thing on the ground.
And real quick, Tema, catch you later. And Falcon, what do you think about the U-2 as far as its spy plane capacity?
It's really a combination of things. It was taking the original concept of a spy plane, basically a glider, and sticking the biggest jet engine you can stick on the thing to the extreme. And a lot of people don't know this, but yeah, the Soviets were getting better and better missiles, and they were tracking us from day one. But a lot of YouTube pilots, they'd start off high, and then they'd come down low, much lower. They'd lose about 20,000 feet so they could get better pictures. This was very, very common. Even Gary Powers did it on the time before he was shot down. So, well, some people say, oh, it was just because of the Russian missiles. I kind of argue that, well, I don't think it was.
Do you think? Well, this is kind of the perception I always had on it, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it was anything to do with the airframe itself, but mostly how it was implemented and pilot recklessness and the way the airframe was implemented.
I agree.
If you're looking at coastal regions, if you told your pilots, look, don't try to hot dog, don't be reckless, I think it would have been a very nice platform as far as espionage goes. I think a lot of YouTube pilots were just hot doggers.
Well, I think
that's just me.
Well, that's actually on that last point you had. That's why they one of the requirements to be a Blackbird pilot was to be a married man, preferably with kids, because they knew that a married man, especially if he was a father, wouldn't take risk. He'd play it safe because he wants to make sure his son or daughter still has a dad.
Real quick, Doku, Amanda is trying to get on StreamYards on her phone. I use my PC. Does she need to download an app or something? You're on your phone, right? How can she do it?
I'm on my phone. Just tap the StreamYards. You should be able. It'll open up an app, and then you'll hit there's a section where you can kill your video and kill the audio, or you could kill the audio if you want, but then you just enter the StreamYards after that. Let me look at it real quick.
Exactly. Just hit the link, choose to turn off your video, and it's going to ask you to put in a username, or to put in an avatar name, basically the name you'll see up on the screen. Like one time I put down mentally challenged Falcon or stuff like that. Just why not?
And then once you do that,
it sounds like, Amanda, you might have to get the app real quick. But I think it's an easy app. It's a pretty quick download, right?
No, you don't even need the app. It's you enter an avatar. You can put in an avatar if you want, like as a picture, and then you just kill the video feed, enter broadcast studio, and then you just drag her into the broadcast studio.
Exactly. I hit the link that you put up in your Discord server.
Yeah, no, and we got the hamster in the motherfucking house. What's up, Ginger? Motherfucker. Is that fucking Falcon in the chat, he says? Yeah, it is. It is fucking Falcon. Yeah, how many Falcons did you fuck this week? Anyway, moving on. Hey, Doku turned 30 today. 30. Can you believe it? Yeah. He is one of us. One of us. One of us.
Yeah, I'm one year closer to the grave. And fuck it, why not? I'll open one more fucking beer.
No, but I like that. One of us. One of us.
I probably should have mentioned this earlier. I've got some good news.
Oh, good news is always good.
I might be getting a job with Kia.
What are you doing?
Just assembly line crap. well, just their assembly line crap. But I've spoken before with Fred Ayers, who used to own until he flew the thing into the ground. This is a Loadmaster project, and his own ego. He owned a company that built airplanes, and he said the hardest thing to do is the hardest thing when it comes to hiring is finding someone who knows how to use tools, even simple tools. Hand someone calipers, the average person can't. They don't know what to do.
Really?
My grandfather used to work for Kia. He was he ran the training department for a few years, and he said even the guys coming out of the engineering schools, they would be saying lefty loosey, righty tighty on day one.
Wait, so you're telling me that people are coming out and they don't even know how to use torque-based tools?
Yeah, they really don't. Like, you handle like a torque wrench and they don't know what they're doing.
Sad.
I was 17 and rebuilding the cylinder head on my car. It's like, come on, people, is this really where our country has gotten to?
I guess. Wow, people come. Are these people coming out of trade schools or?
The engineers, they never went to a trade school. They went to college, but the people actually on the line, it's just it's a case of the chicken factory, the chicken processing plant 20 miles away went under, so now a bunch of people are looking for jobs, kind of thing. People out of high school with no education whatsoever, other than high school.
So essentially what you're telling me is people that understand how a torque wrench works, but they've never used one.
Well, there are two groups of people. There are the engineers, the people who went to the engineering school, and they understand how it works. They don't understand how to use a torque wrench. And then the people actually building the cars, most of the people trying to get jobs to build the cars, they've never even used a ratchet, much less a torque wrench. So they really don't understand what they're doing. So someone who actually knows how to use the tools is apparently very valued. So I'm crossing my fingers.
Damn,
Plus
that's just sad.
I know it's completely sad. Honestly, I have to say it again. I'm crossing my fingers because the city I live in right now it's turned itself into a welfare town over the past 3 decades. And in fact, this year is 3 years that the Air Force Base closed down, and the city squandered that opportunity. But this city's been just digging its own grave for a long time, and there is no future here. Like, if you don't work for an exterminator or alarm system, or like P&G, Cooper left, Bob's left, a few other companies left. Basically, you don't work for like 1 or 2 different things or the government, you're screwed.
God, I can only imagine what they would do if you tried to hand them a soldering iron and say, "Okay, go fix the ECU in a car. Here's a soldering iron."
Well, no, and let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go back to TV shows. You said soldering iron, so I thought blowtorch, and then when I thought blowtorch, I thought Sons of Anarchy. What do you think about the show Sons of Anarchy and the ending specifically? Jax, hands out, semi truck just hit me. Really? Is that how you end your fucking show? I was pissed. I'm still a little pissed, actually, if you can't tell. I'm a little salty about it. Not happy.
I don't know. As far as the character goes, I don't mind that end for the character, but it does seem like a very contrived, like, if you're gonna end this type of story, it feels lazy. It does feel lazy. I'll give you that, but it's something that's going to appeal to a mass group of people who, well, don't know how to use a fucking soldering iron or a torque
How does
wrench.
that appeal to a mass group of people? First off, Amanda, try and rejoin again. It takes a second for your device to connect, and then I have to add you to the stream. So, I think you left a little bit early there because I saw you pop in. Second, back to the conversation. I think it's contrived. I think it lacks storytelling ability, and it lacks vision. It really does. You want the main character to what?
Well, they're appealing to the lowest
To
common
kill
denominator.
himself, and then you have Chibs take over the chapter. Okay, fair enough. But then you create a whole new show with the Mayans, and you don't have the Suns in it at all. Were you really just wanting to do the Mayans show to begin with? Was that just your jumping off point? I mean, what are we doing here?
No, that was their fallback. Like, if it really did well, it's like, hey, we can do another show based on this show. It is a lowest common denominator thing, and it's irritating because it's a show that appeals to people that have never put a fucking intake on their car.
The only thing that made my wife more mad than Jax dying at the end of SOA was when Opie died. That was it.
Oh,
Me and her
don't
watched the
remind me of that.
entire series, bro. The entire thing. I've seen every fucking episode. And no, Opie and Jax. That's a bunch of bullshit. And Amanda Wolfchild, it's been so fucking long. How have you been?
I've been alright, just run ragged by my family. They like to drive me nuts. Can y'all not hear me?
Well, if they didn't drive you nuts, they wouldn't be family.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, no, we can hear you. You are a little bit quiet. I'll see if I can turn your volume up on my end, but you are a little bit quiet.
If I would stop breaking phones, then that wouldn't be a problem.
Somebody likes to throw stuff, huh?
So, y'all are breaking up like crazy. It's driving me nuts. Let's see. Try and go outside and see if I can hear y'all better. Nope. Alright, so y'all were chatting about Sons of Anarchy. My mom likes that show.
Yeah, no, it's Doku's birthday, so we're just bullshitting and hanging out. But yeah, we were talking about Sons of Anarchy, and I think it's a cheat when you create a series around one character, and then at the very end, he doesn't even die for a reason. He just lets go of his handlebars, puts his hands out, and gets hit by a semi-truck. He just straight commits suicide. What is the point of that?
I mean, it makes more sense from, I don't know, biker culture. You're going to go out kind of somehow on your bike. But I hate when they did that with the Vikings, because I watched that show and they the whole show was based around, this dude, and then they just kind of kill him. And the show sucked after that.
Well, no, and like, look at shows like Lost and stuff like that, where they were really good. For what? 3 seasons, maybe 4. I mean, I think The Walking Dead can, understand what I'm talking about right now, because yeah, first 5 seasons gold, and now what do you have? A shit show. It's garbage. It's all special effects and no fucking story. There's no character development because you have no fucking characters. It's garbage.
I think a lot of it is trying to milk it. I think a lot of it is the whole zombie fad is kind of gone, and they're trying to milk it for every last dime they can get out of it. Just like with Star Trek, I honestly think Star Trek's day is long gone, and it's time to just let it die and bring out something new.
Well, and see, actually, you touch on something that I actually really like to bring up, and I want to bring up, and I'm gonna bring it up whether you want to or not. Like with Walking Dead, and honestly, this could apply to any fucking intellectual property. When it comes to something like Star Trek or The Walking Dead, the primary goal, this is why fucking Hollywood and all this mainstream media bullshit is such fucking trash, is they want to drag it on and on and on and on. No, fuck you. I know what you're doing. You're trying to fucking make money. It has a franchise. It has a name to it. Fuck that. Tell the story. When the story ends, the story is over. Don't drag it on further than it needs to be.
Well, in Doku, even when they do get sometimes when they get a really good story like Fox with Firefly, they ruined a really good opportunity. There's you just look up you can look up a handful of channels that go into the lore of Firefly. Holy crap, there's so much there you could have built on, and they squandered it. Instead, they'll go with Simpsons.
Again, that's the point.
I think
Sorry, you go ahead, Amanda. I've talked enough. You just popped in.
I think what they do is they don't expect story to be as good as it is. They don't expect to suddenly be popular. Like the same thing with Game of Thrones. Like, no, they weren't expecting to be this hugely popular show, and then they feel like they have to live up to this hype that they've created for themselves, and they whiff the 3-pointer at the end. They just lose it. They're like, I don't know how to end this properly without everybody hating me for it.
Well, that's exactly, as someone who is a writer, granted I have not finished any of my works, because
neither have I.
But the one thing, and this holds true, anyone who is a writer, anybody that wants to start a work, if you want to write a story, know how your story ends. When the story ends, it's done. It's over. That's the end. Don't try to drag it on. Like, that's where the fucking story ends. If you want to build on the lore, go ahead and build on the lore. Make some offshoots, do whatever. But when the story is done, the story is done. Don't try to make it anything more than it is. It's done. It's over. Stop in there.
I think don't let yourself paint.
What, Amanda?
I keep stepping all over, coming through all broken on my end. Like, I don't think the mobile app works very well. It gave me a pop-up before I started it. It's experimental, so let us know how it goes. But I can barely hear anything y'all say. It's all robot-y.
I don't know. You're good for me.
You're good for me.
Yeah, I think it's just the app, the mobile app thing. It's not wanting to let me hear it. Like I can hear what you're saying, but I have to sit here and try to interpret it. And then when I think there's a space for me to try and jump in and say something, I'm sometimes very wrong.
I understand. Oh, I hate to steal the conversation for just a second, but Doku, what you were saying about story writing, I completely understand that. I have since lost the original manuscript, and I'm working on the outline right now. But back in high school, I was told to start writing a short story, well, 1,000 words maximum. It instead of being a short story, it ended up being a 67,000 word part of a book. But yeah, I know what you mean. And also, you have to know what is important to you in the book or whatever you're writing. Like for me, I didn't realize this until I read The Martian a few years ago. But my writing style is very, very technical. I'm not going to go really in depth into the emotional side of things. But if I tell you the stall speed of an aircraft, that will be the correct stall speed. If I talk about its flight characteristics, or even there's one part of it, like a quarter of a chapter, where it's just RT and I putting cylinders back on an old Wright Cyclone radial, and every little specification, even including the diameter of the pistons. The little stuff is right.
Okay, so with something like that, if that's what you're gonna do, here's what you do. You have the mechanic, right? So okay, let's go through this. So you're gonna write a story. So you have the pilot, you have the mechanic, and then you have the flight instructor. So you have your up and coming pilot. Go through that. He goes from being a crap pilot to getting his pilot's license. You have the mechanic, and as that pilot, let's say this amateur to pilot's license, that character arc, you have your side character. So your side character is the mechanic. He goes through, you put in those technicals using that side character.
Exactly.
And then towards the end, you have this character, I'm not going to push the airplane too much to one way or another. But it's just making all of those pieces come together where at the end of the story, this character knows how the airplane works, how to not put stress on the airframe, and boom, even if it's just something as simple as a character getting his pilot's license, that is a satisfying end to a story. Because this is a guy who doesn't know how to fly, now he's an ace fucking pilot. Now he's flying for the fucking Navy. You can do things like that, but it's real quick, that's the progression.
Matt Barkley, I'm on my third Steel Reserve, so I'm feeling pretty good. But if I could find that, like I swear to God, that's probably your version of Steel Reserve, man. Natty Daddy, I don't know. I know we have Natural Ice, over here. I've never heard of that. We have Colt 45. Oldie, Mickey's, all the usual suspects. They're in the lineup. But I've never heard of that. Amanda, are you into creative writing? Do you understand what Doku's saying here? Because I would like your input, and it's been so long. I just want to hear you talk. No, you turn around. When it comes to writing, what kind of stories do you like the most? Do you like more historical writings, or the fiction with a little bit of truth to it, but mainly lies? Or just like Dracula, straight fiction?
Are we talking to me? I didn't catch much of that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand. This is really annoying. I want to be part of this chat, but I can barely understand any freaking thing that's going on. I think you asked me what kind of writing I like, and I mainly tend to read young adult fiction. In all honesty.
Really? Like what?
I like stuff. AVI is my favorite author. I love Beyond the Western Sea. That book is fucking, both of them, because 2 books, but they're fucking amazing. The Earth Children series by Jean M. All, also excellent fucking reading. Though I don't think that's technically young adult, but it's still fucking love that series. God, all kinds of stuff. I love Ross Anderson. I do believe is her whole name. That she wrote Peak and Twisted and books like that. They're really fucking good too. But
Have
stuff
you ever...
that y'all will probably would be E.E. Knight. Love the Age of Fire series.
Have you ever looked into the Tomorrow series by John Marsden?
Looked into what?
Tomorrow series, starting with the book Tomorrow When the War Began by John Marsden.
Okay, no, I have not read that one. I am a huge fan of Citizen of the Galaxy and Rocket Ship Galileo. I can't remember his name now, though, the author. Oh, he's the father of libertarianism, and his book Rocket Ship Galileo is the reason we went to the moon. It's also what started the conspiracy theories about Nazi bases on the moon. Fucking love that dude. He's an awesome author. Name, though, damn it.
Oh, and William, please start me that GoFundMe. I need a brain.
If I only had a brain. Anyway,
Oh, Doku. Through all that, I was thinking, crud, you've got my brain fixated on writing. I've got a handful. I am trying to get it well rounded, but I got a handful of characters. There's myself. I'm the aviation guy. That's what I specialize in, though I'm okay with some other stuff. RT, he's a mechanic through and through. Haley, who is actually his wife, and these first names are actually their first names, but I'm leaving out last names for good reasons. Haley, in the air and with mechanical things, she's pretty much useless. But she's good when it comes to making sure everyone psychologically is doing okay, kind of thing, and can help with wounds and cooking simple logistic stuff. You know, everyone's got to eat. Catherine, good nurse, good with the medical side, okay with the logistics, crack shot. Lydia, crack shot, that's it. And then Skylar and Casey, yeah, they're guys. Love aviation. One in the book would be a decent pilot.
Well, actually, Falcon, I gotta cut you off here.
Sorry, I was starting to nerd out. Sorry.
Well, no, I gotta cut you off, and this is why.
Yeah.
You're only writing about what you know at this point. You need to throw someone in there that's out of your comfort zone so you can expand as a writer. Doku, am I wrong there?
That's the fictional character Abigail.
Okay, alright, so you do have that. Okay, I'm sorry then. I stand corrected.
Abigail's the interesting one. She in the book she's introduced because she's Australian, was drafted, and she crashed in a Beach 18. We pick her out. She basically tags along with us. And yeah, it kind of sort of becomes a little bit of a love story at one point. But she is my polar opposite. I'm horrible with people, and she's really good at it. Basically, in the book becomes my other half. Also, this is written from the perspective of some guy sitting in a tent, God knows where, just sitting somewhere, writing with a pencil and paper.
And real quick, Matt Barkley in the chat says, I swear to God, Mad Dog Productions are the smartest retarded streams out there. Quite the niche market. Well, I don't know whether to say thank you or tell you to fuck yourself. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Is it a fuck you or a thank you?
It's a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, it's a bit of both.
And I'm sorry, I was starting to take over the stream.
No. Honestly, Falcon, I don't know the direction of the story or the type of story you're going to go with, but the best advice I could give you, focus on your main character first and figure out where your supporting characters are going to come in, where it's like, who is the mechanic, who is the love interest, who is, like, start working those side characters into the main character and use that to drive the main plot. Don't solely focus on the main character, but you need all the characters to be contributing factors to the main plot, because if the side supporting characters don't contribute to the main plot, you can ignore them, get rid of them.
Well, it's almost like you remember playing Jenga, right? You pull out the wrong piece and the whole tower falls down. That's kind of how a story is constructed. You know what I mean? You might put a character in that's just a simple maid in chapter 1, but by the end of the story, she killed everybody and she's licking the fucking knife. How did we get here? Who the fuck knows? Right?
Actually, guys, that's why each individual person has their own area of expertise. Like, he's not in real life, so I'm taking some liberty there. RT in the book, if you need something fixed as mechanical, go to him. If a tough shot needs to be taken, get Lydia. Basically, everyone has kind of their expertise in something that helps contribute together.
But here's the thing: you still need interpersonal interactions with the characters, because if it's just, hey, fix this, like, you still need that. And if you're really going to go with interactions, like if you're going to go with that aspect of things, I'll just spitball here. Let's say there's a fire, or let's say something goes wrong. One of the characters that's integral to your story, they die, and you need to replace them. That all of a sudden.
Well, do you need to replace them? If it's your story and the character dies, you wrote that in. They died for a reason. You don't necessarily have to replace them. Now, if you're talking about an RPG like Vampire the Masquerade, what we're doing on the fly, me as the storyteller, I do need to replace that fucking asshole that you just killed. But that's not a book.
But Dodge, here's the difference. You need emotional weight to those characters. There needs to be that emotional interaction. So if one of these characters does die, it should feel like they're not replaceable. So when you do bring in a replacement character, even the reader should feel like, no, you can't replace that character, and you're bringing in this new one. Even the reader should have to feel like they have to accept this character. Like, you need that emotional weight and investment. And I'm a dick writer. I'm a dick when it comes to this, and I do it a lot when it comes to the way I write. I will make you care about a character and then kill them.
See, that's... Oh, sorry.
But
my best advice for us.
That's what makes you actually give a shit.
Real quick, Doku, what was that, Amanda? You're really quiet compared to the rest of us, so go ahead.
I was just saying, I from what I can pick up, y'all are talking about like writing and well-rounded characters and everything, my best advice would be actually finish your stories, because I never do. And for well-rounded characters, don't make them always get along with your main character. Like, even if it's somebody they're gonna like, or especially if it's somebody they're gonna fall in love with, they should not always get along. Life is not that happy. They're gonna argue or something. There's gonna be something about that side character that's gonna challenge your main character. Something.
Exactly. Abby and I get into many fights because in the book we're both pilots. Me more so out of necessity. Her, it's just kind of her family did it, so she got involved with it. So me a little bit more mechanical, her more the flying side. So we get into plenty of arguments. But actually, what you're saying, Doka, what you're saying earlier about replacing a character, the character of Brittany, she's basically, she starts off as the crush before the opening sequence of the book, and then she starts off as a crush, became girlfriend, and then girlfriend for about a year and a half, and then the opening event happens of the book, which is the oh shit moment that everything revolves around. And then a few weeks after that oh shit moment, we're driving down Georgia Highway 19. We hear a crack. We hear a bang and a crack. Holy shit. Somebody just a sniper just put a round through her head.
So the only criticism I would really give you on this one,
yeah,
before you pull off something like that, make sure that the reader is actually invested in those two characters. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but and this is what's really difficult to pull off, especially if you're trying to do what you're trying to do. Make sure the reader actually gives a fuck about these characters. Like, make sure it's something that they can relate to, so that when that happens, they're invested. But also, if you're gonna go in that route, don't give it to them right off the bat.
Well, that's why it's something that in the book it doesn't happen right away. It happens down the road. That holy crap, this happens, and then like within the book, a couple weeks later, that's when Abby shows up. It's like I'm still trying to get through this kind of thing.
And then maybe you can understand like why this character is like, revenge bent or hell bent or doesn't give a fuck if they die, like whatever direction you want to take it. But yeah, those are the types of things. I guess the best way I could say it, focus on your main character and their start to finish, and then weave in the supporting characters. But figure out what your main character is first, and then branch out from there. That's probably the easiest way to do it. At least that's how it is for me, because I'm a top-down writer. I'm not a grower. I'm not like George R. R. Martin, where I just sit down and write. Like, no, if I have a main character, I want to know their start, I want to know their finish. All the side characters, I can figure out how that intertwines into the larger story as I start writing. But I want my main character and his story arc first. Everything else comes second.
I understand.
And then you figure out how to plug it in.
Honestly,
I don't.
I'm writing it probably from the standpoint. Oh, okay. Sorry, Amanda. Go ahead.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm really not trying to, I swear.
No, go ahead.
Break in. I was just gonna say, I don't do any of that. I don't plan any of my stuff beforehand when I write things, or any of it's going. I just put a pencil to the paper and I just start going, and whatever comes out is gonna be the story. And I would get
Do you know
that, but I can never finish a story.
Do you know your ending? Oh, Amanda,
say?
what type of stories do you write?
Oh, man, I wish I could hear y'all. I'm mostly, I think you were asking what type of stuff. I heard what type. So I mostly write like short story kind of things, a lot of horror stories in all honesty. But if you want to actually read any of the cringy shit that I used to write, you can go on fanfiction.net and look up Ayla Marie and you will find me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
All right,
AYLA
so
dash and there I am, bunch of fucking stories I wrote that are terrible and not finished.
yeah,
I do like my sorting hat song.
Dodge, you should plug that into the stream. But I'm curious. So when you're writing, do you have a particular theme in mind, or
Usually
like
not even that. I just am in a mood to write, and I sit down and I grab a piece of paper and I just write. Like I would have to have a theme in mind for something for like school or something, but they would tell me the theme, and that makes it so much easier to just pour shit out on the page, and then people lap it up. But like the teachers did, I'd be able to tell if you started this the night before, and they never could tell. I'd started the class before it was due. Nobody fucking knew. I got A's.
See, I can't do that. I have to write. I have to have a very detailed outline before I write something, and I'm writing this in the kind of the. Okay, I like to take some aspects of different works that I really like and try to use different aspects of it, like the format that Andy Weir took with The Martian, where you have soul number this and soul number that. I'm just putting a month and a day for basically like a logbook entry, almost kind of thing. But with a little bit more into that, a little bit more explanation of like what the hell is going on.
Well, that like what I could pick out of that, you write really in depth and technical things, and that's cool. I write more bullshitty stuff, more just things that I don't know. When I was writing for teachers and stuff, it's just whatever I think that they're wanting to hear out of the paper, I just put it down and I get an A. Like that's easy.
okay,
See,
here's what both of you should do. Write the first 5 pages and write the last 5 pages. Do that, and you can write a 200-page story. Just make sure you have the first 5 and the last 5 pages.
Okay. Oh, and what you said, Amanda, that kind of writing style is the most difficult for me. So I'm probably going to rewrite, like I did before, rewrite all the emotional stuff many times. Just basically rough draft after rough draft kind of thing.
Well, no, and the thing is, though, when it comes to like writing, I am better at exposition than I am conversation. So there is that when it comes to my writing style, which Doku and I are working on a project together, and I've already made that clear. I'm gonna need help with the actual conversation part. You know what I mean? Like I could write exposition. I could write description. I could be like Stephen King. You could have the blood dripping down slowly from the windowsill. Plop, plop, plop. Whatever. I can go into great detail. But then it comes the conversation and I'm like, hey, what's up? Hi, bye. You know what I mean? That's my weakness.
Same here,
Okay,
but I'm
so you need help with somebody writing conversation for you for a project. Email it to me. Tell me what you want them to say. I'm pretty good at bullshitty stuff. I'll bullshit you together a conversation. Like that's kind of what I do when it comes to writing. I am a bullshitter, and I'm good at it.
Well, no, and what we figured out is Doku and I we're working on a graphic novel project. Um, we're still working on an artist. Actually, I don't know, Amanda, if you know any artists, but if you do, hook us up. We are looking for an artist, but the thing is, we're gonna work together on it. So, like, I'll write my story, and if I need some help with the dialogue, then Doku will step in and help. And if he needs help with exposition or description, which I doubt it, but if he does, that would be something I'm good at. Right, Doku? Pretty much on the same page?
That's basically the way we've been structuring it. And the reason we want to do it is because we want it's going to be a very short anthology, but we want each story to have its own flow and its own voice. But it needs to weave together. So it's going to be between the two of us. But like I might have a very small input on one. I might do one exclusively. Mad Dodge is going to do one exclusively. I might have some influence on another one, but everything is going to weave together, so to speak.
Yeah, no, and we are kind of playing off of the Tales from the Crypt idea, where we have individual stories that all kind of weave together with one storyteller, so to say. But that's pretty much where the similes end, right? Doku, I don't think we're really copy and pasting fucking Tales from the Crypt. That's not what we're doing here.
No, you're telling your story, and there might be what would you call them? Like, there might be Easter eggs within like the first 4 stories, and they all come together later.
Hey guys, I know a couple artists. I don't know whether or not they would be able to do the style y'all would want, or really what style y'all do want. But give me a second. I'll drop their Twitter handles in the chat.
Yeah, do that. And the style we're looking for is kind of gritty. Lots of shades of black and gray. We really want the gritty, dirty look to it. You know what I mean?
Well, it is horror.
Exactly, yeah. We want lots of shades of gray, lots of black and white, lots of just gritty sketch work. You know what I mean?
I don't think they'd be good at that, but they probably know someone who does.
Yeah, no, and Straight Sith Males in the chat. Hey, Sith, you haven't been around. You're calling me a pussy. You're the fucking pussy. Get eaten, bitch. Taryn Marine says, "Happy birthday, Doku." What's up, Taryn Marine? It's been a while, brother. I know I haven't been streaming enough lately, guys. We're getting back at it. And we got Amanda Wolfchild on the show tonight, and it's been a minute since we've talked to her. What's been going on over in your end of the country, girl?
No, so thanks, Taryn, man. I appreciate it. Glad to see you in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Hey, Amanda, I don't remember. What part of Texas do you live in?
Texas.
Well, yeah, we're not trying to dox around here, but
No.
I think he's asking, are you in the liberal area? So, like,
No,
you live right there in Austin?
The reason, guys, the reason why I'm asking is originally my plans are really up in the air right now because of a job situation. But my plans a few months ago was in March or April to go visit Chagrin in Texas, maybe see Maddie while I'm there, and then drive 206 miles north to see Stephanie over in Tulsa.
Well, as long as you're not going to Mexico.
Hell no.
Wait. You're going to fucking you're going to Arizona?
No. Go to Texas, see some people there, and then go north to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma. Oh, fuck that.
Hey. There's some spurgs I want to meet up there.
Screw that shit, dude. Alright, fuck Oklahoma.
Hey, here's the funny thing about you say that about Oklahoma, but Texas, supposedly the gun-loving state, y'all have some crazy concealed carry laws, but starting in November, Oklahoma will have constitutional carry.
Yeah, I'm an open carry state, dude. I could have a 9mm on my hip. It's no biggie, dude.
Okay, do you have to have a permit in order to have it concealed?
Yes. Concealed, yes.
Bingo! That's the thing. In Oklahoma, in November, I think it's November 16th, starting then, you won't have to have anything. If you can legally own it, you can legally carry it for anybody. And carry it however you choose to.
That's cool, because, yeah, I'm an open carry state, so it has to be open. You have to see it. I can have a gun rack in my fucking pickup. It doesn't matter, but it needs to be open.
Same here. Well, not with carrying the pistol. Rifle, for some reason, you can openly carry a rifle, no problem. But pistol, you must have a concealed carry permit. Or any bladed weapon with a blade length of 5 inches or greater.
Here in Texas, we have open carry of swords now. You can carry your sword however you want. As many of them as you want. I fucking love it.
I knew you'd love that. You and your knives.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to buy me one.
Doesn't want to buy you like a katana?
Oh, we have a katana, but it's like a display one, not like a used one, you know? I want like a weapon that I can wield. And I don't want a broadsword. I walk around with a big old broadsword taller than me strapped to my back.
Wait. You're walking around.
I know.
You're walking around Walmart with a fucking broadsword on your back? What the fuck?
Fucking Streamlabs.
Amanda's walking around Walmart like, I'm just shoe shopping. Got a fucking broadsword on her back and shit.
That's the Amanda I know.
Nothing to see here, guys.
Yeah, exactly. No, Amanda is a boss. It's alright.
Hey, don't mess with her. She'll cut you.
Got himself out of the bathtub, so I have to go. Like he's old enough, he knows how to get himself out and get dried off, but I guess he never did it. He was waiting for me to come do it for him. So my husband just come to ask me if I was waiting for him to sprout gills. So I gotta go deal with this kid.
All right.
Well, it's good talking with you again.
Yes, I wanted to stay longer and hang out because I thought the kiddos were already on their little ways to bed, but I guess not yet. Everything waits for me.
No, but Amanda, it's been awesome as always. Thank you for swinging in, and hopefully we get to talk again soon.
I almost caught all of that this time. Yes, hopefully I can come back again soon, and hopefully this, app works better on mobile next time.
All right, take it easy, Amanda.
Later, Amanda.
I have to sing you happy birthday before I can go.
Oh, God.
I remember
now I hate you.
Well, just take like that.
Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday to you. May God bless and keep you the whole year through.
Wow,
happy birthday, Doku.
My soul actually feels warmer from that. I don't know if I hate you or love you. I'm very conflicted now. I don't know how I feel about this.
That's kind of how it feels about me.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
was
very
kind of
much.
sultry. That was kind of sultry, man. You gotta like that there, Doku.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. That was good. That was good. I'm not gonna. I shit talked it as much as it deserved.
Thank you.
That was good. That was good.
Now. Hey, happy.
That's what I remember the most about Amanda.
Yeah, no, she is cool as hell. It's been a while too. I think almost a year since I last talked to her. So that is cool. She swung in. That's cool.
Yeah, I want to shit talk her for the happy birthday, but I can't. Like, I can't.
Oh,
that was
dude,
good.
that was sultry. That was almost like Marilyn Monroe, dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
no, that was on point. Like, even my trollish side of me is just like, wow,
Yeah, that was hot.
Yeah,
huh?
that was good. No, that was good. I can't shit talk it. That was good. There's nothing bad I can say about that. It would make me look bad if I tried to shit talk it, because there's no way I could do any better.
Yeah, no. And Matt Barkley says a year and a half, he thinks. Yeah, no, it's been a while since Amanda has graced us with her presence. And I do thank her for coming on. And my birthday is next month. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, you hear that, Amanda?
Yeah, I want my birthday song. No.
Yeah, I kind of feel a little bit special now. I'm kind of happy that was a nice.
Don't let Kim find out. You'll get in trouble. No.
Oh no, the thing is, if Kim finds out, then she's gonna go hunt out Amanda, because Kim's gonna want favors.
Honestly,
You know what I'm.
Matt Barkley, no one cares, Mad Dodge. Yeah, well, fuck you too, buddy. I hope you're having fun shooting at those rats with your BB gun. Fuck you.
Damn, ouch.
I'm kidding, Matt.
I wish I had the equipment, and I was there to set it up to get a good recording of Amanda singing that. I got a friend who her birthday is in 4 days.
Yeah.
Well, no, and Amanda, that was really. I don't know if she's still listening or not, but that was really fucking good. Seriously, she has a good voice.
It really was. That's why I'm not worthy. I'm not fucking worthy. But I will give a cheers to that, because damn, thank you. That was a really nice happy birthday. I appreciate that. In all sincerity. And damn it, Mad Dodge, before you say anything, that was sincere. Amanda, thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Yeah. And Terry Marine brought a tear into my eye. There's a tear in my beer that I cried for you, dear. Sorry,
and now that we've heard such a wonderful voice, y'all motherfuckers better be drinking. Because if you ain't, well, Fuck you.
Well, I only have a beer and a half left, so I'm sipping on it, buddy. I gotta
I
keep
don't
pace.
drink.
Well, you better drink fucking faster.
Wait a minute, Falcon, you don't drink?
Falcon gets
I
a
really-
pass, but Mad Dodge, you're
No,
drinking.
Falcon doesn't get a fucking pass. You
Oh,
know,
he's
the
getting a
only
pass.
people. No. I feel sorry for you. Because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're gonna feel all day. Frank Sinatra.
Hey, the reason why I don't is I've seen enough as one, I don't really don't like the taste, and two, I've seen what some people have done when after having drink when they're drunk, and I don't like that. And the closest I have been to feeling drunk is nitrogen narcosis, and I really don't like that.
Well, dude, I do know I drank too much tequila once, and I puked all over my buddy's kitchen. Woke up in the middle of my puke, and I haven't touched tequila for about a decade. So I learned my lesson there. Other than that, though, alcohol is great. Amanda is back in the chat, and if you missed it, Amanda, we were giving you praise on your singing. It was very sultry. It was almost Marilyn Monroe-esque, if that's a word.
Oh no, she did a fucking phenomenal job, and I'm undeserving, but I will drink, and I will force Mad Dodge to drink. So, Mr. Top Hat, drink.
I took a drink.
She said that she is going to rewatch the part.
No, that was a wonderful birthday present. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, actually. In all sincerity, I'm actually not an asshole. I promise.
He's lying, Amanda.
Well, I'm a bit of an asshole, but I'm not as much of an asshole as you might think I might be.
Hey, every good man has to be an asshole at times.
You know, I have my moments.
Good night, Terran Marine.
Yeah, Mad Dodge. I hear you over there. Or maybe I don't.
That did you hear some kind of clicking sound?
No, I thought I heard his kids in the background, but maybe I didn't.
Okay, well, I realized tonight that I've got an issue with my 1911. Even with the safety on and not depressing the grip safety at all, you pull back the trigger and it goes off, and it drops the safety. Which I need a new hammer. Obviously now I'm probably gonna end up having to get a new sear, which isn't expensive. But I have to get a new hammer anyway because I'm gonna put an extended beaver tail on it. And get rid of the spur hammer. So I gotta and change the safety. So I'm basically gonna rebuild it.
What model do you have?
Let me drop a picture.
Just tell me what the make is. So I know it's a hammer. Is it a Colt, Springfield, S&W? Yeah.
Okay. Um, dead air is bad for radio. Doku, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. You might need to drag Falcon.
When he pops back up, I will. Okay. So it's just me and you. Let's talk about this. Halloween coming out with our first vampire episode. Do you think it's gonna go well? What do you think?
I think it should be fine as long as our characters are fleshed out and we're not, running 6, 7 characters at a fucking time.
And Matt Barkley, dude, if you're in New York State, yeah, run. Why haven't you ran already? Should have ran a decade ago. Run. Run faster. Even New Jersey is better. Get the fuck out. Go.
I'm sorry about that. I hit the wrong thing.
Oh, no worries, Falcon. What model 1911 are you running? Is it Colt, Springfield, Smith and Wesson?
None. It's actually a friend of mine who's a gunsmith. He built it 29 years ago, from a frame, well, from parts. But it is kind of sort of to government, to the old GI spec. Obviously, the trigger guard is not that. A square trigger guard is not government spec, and the thing sticking out on the front strap isn't. But other than that, the whole gun is. And he did have a mainspring housing, a straight mainspring housing, which I really don't like. So I took one of his parts, and when he actually was originally going to sell me the gun, and then I lost my. Then they laid us all off. So then he immediately said, "You know what, screw it. I know you'll take care of it. So, and I can't put a price on this gun, so keep it."
Wait, so it's hammer with a straight mainspring housing.
Oh, I've got the A1 curved mainspring housing on it now. But I.
Oh my god. Real quick, guys. Amanda Wolfchild in chat. Oh my god, that's how I sound? LOL. My voice is so weird when I hear it. Way more nasally than I like. I'm gonna start holding my nose and practicing talking like that. Oh god. It's like, no, girl, I know the feeling. Like, hey, I do a radio show, right? I don't listen to my own stuff. I hate my own voice. I can't stand it.
All right, Falcon, one of the things that you might want to look into, what is the weight of the slide that you have? Because with the spring housing that you're using, the weight of the slide might not, or might put too much tension on the spring. That might be what's causing the issue. It might work really nice when you put 100 rounds through it, but after 1,000 rounds, the spring's going to lose tension. That could cause the problem that you're encountering right now.
Yeah, then that would just be the leaf spring.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be difficult.
Yeah, and that should be an easy and cheap fix if that's the problem.
Oh yeah, well I can go by tomorrow and we can experiment. The guy handed me a small ammo can just stuffed with parts, and other than that leaf spring, I changed all the springs because, especially the recoil spring, I figured this is a spring of unknown age. I don't know how many rounds have been put through it. I might as well go ahead and change it.
Well, okay, here's the question. From the time that you've had the firearm, has the trigger felt like it's lost tension, even if it's slight?
Only a little.
That might be something you want to look into, but if it's noticeable, that's something you want to look into because that shouldn't be noticeable at all. It shouldn't matter if you put 1,000 rounds through it or 100,000 rounds through it. The trigger should never lose tension. That's the key point of the firearm. You never want the trigger to lose tension. So
I understand what you're saying.
Now the other question: does the slide when the firearm discharges? Does the slide feel like it? Does it feel like it's a little bit more loose? Does it have a little bit more kickback, a little bit more recoil?
No, it's nice and smooth. It doesn't feel like it's hitting the end of its travel. It feels like just like a nice smooth cycling.
Okay.
It basically feels healthy.
All right. Then the only other thing I could think of, when you go to cycle through the magazine, or if you go to put on the safety, does it feel like there's any pressure, or do you see oil or like any kind of lubricant?
What do you mean?
If you go to handle the firearm, is there any lubricant on your hand, or if you go to put it into the case?
Only a little, but most of that comes from underneath, from inside the slide.
Okay, that shouldn't be anything. That shouldn't be anything to worry about too much.
No, I figured out that she likes to run wet.
Okay, well.
Also, I clean her usually once every 100 rounds, or basically once. If I put a round through her, any of my guns, if I put a round through it, I'm gonna clean it. So my stuff tends to stay very clean.
Honestly, then it might just be an issue of. It sounds like it might just be an issue of internals. And if it's an issue of internals, it's probably, to be honest, it's probably, and I can't say what particular internal component it would be, but it's one that has been warped due to heat.
I'm starting to think it's that leaf spring, but I'll run by his house tomorrow and we'll take like 30 seconds to change it out and make sure see if it's that. If it's not, the guy, he's a good gunsmith, so we can just take some time and troubleshoot.
If it's the leaf spring, you'll definitely be able to notice due to heat warping, but again, that would be easily be noticeable. And that's a cheap fix.
Oh yeah. And it's an easy fix too. Just take off the grip panels, push out one pin with the hammer decock, get the mainspring housing off, pull the safety out to get the grip safety out, and then there's your leaf spring.
Oh yeah, and again, you'll be able to tell because the spring will be warped. So, and again, that mostly is an issue due to heat. But yeah, this is the reason I know people love Glocks, but this is the reason I don't like Glocks.
They don't like heat?
Yeah, Glocks do not like heat. They're prone to heat warping.
Especially the frames.
Yeah, because they're all composite materials aside from the internals. Like, nah, dude, give me a weapon that's made out of fucking metal. I don't want a composite weapon. No. Fuck that. I want a 1911. I want a Springfield 1911. Don't give me a Glock. I know why people like them, and if that's your thing, that's your thing. Nah, I want something that I can put, 100 rounds through without changing the internals and not have to worry about fucking heat warping. Has nothing to do with the frame, it has everything to do with the fucking internals.
Well, not only that, but
Oh, no, real quick. Amanda says I totally get a birthday song. Thank you, Amanda. And hi, Toya. What's up? Toya says happy birthday, Doku.
Oh, thank you very much, Toya. I appreciate it. And now we've gone full on fucking gun nerd.
Exactly. Doku, my single that's gonna sound people who are not gun people. But my biggest thing with the Glock is the trigger is absolutely atrocious. For me, the easiest way to destroy a gun in my view is give it a bad trigger. You can have the best action on earth, great scope, great stock, great everything, but a bad trigger on it, I don't want it. Yeah, I know I'm a bit of a trigger snob.
Well, to be honest, I've never been a fan of Glocks. Like, I know everybody likes to make fun of, oh, you're a 1911 fan.
Real quick,
Yeah, you're damn right I am.
Falcon, Amanda said she's gonna record the happy birthday song and email it to me for your friend in 4 days. So, Falcon, I need I need your email, brother. That way I can email it to you. I'll just hit forward. You know what I mean?
But yeah, Falcon, if you want to know how I feel about firearms, the M&P, the 40 cal M&P, I like that. I do like the Walter P. 40 cal. I like both of those, but honestly, if you're going to give me something for concealed carry, give me a Smith & Wesson 38 special.
I agree. Except I agree with the choice of caliber, basically going for a snub nose revolver. But I'd go with the Ruger LCR. I love the cylinder release and a little bit of a Ruger gun.
Yeah, that's a good one. Although if you want to be eccentric, I do like the 10 millimeter revolvers. Those things are mean. I love those.
Oh, I was meaning to ask a second ago before you brought up revolvers. Why do you like 40 cal?
The only reason I like the 40 cal is I like the weight, but it has it's the nice blend of being it has the weight of a composite, but it's not quite as heavy as the 1911, but fully loaded. I don't like those lightweight guns. I like something that has a little bit of weight to it. So when I shoot, it doesn't feel like a pea shooter to me.
I know how you feel.
I like heavier weighted guns. So I like the Walther P99. I like that weight of gun.
Oh, I know how you feel. Other than my 1911, I have a Polish P83 Venat, which, yeah, it's only a 95 grain bullet and it's a blowback gun. So yeah, it's a little snap. It can be a little snap on the recoil, but I don't like a small lightweight gun. Like I know some people really love like the Glock 43, other than the fact of the trigger.
Oh god,
I think it's light. It's just really lightweight. I don't want that.
I can't stand that. I really can't. Like, no, if I'm gonna have a firearm, yeah, I don't want the thing to be a frickin' slug in my hand. Like, I don't want to feel like it's a frickin', hacking axe. Yeah. It's supposed to be a firearm, not a bludgeon.
Wait a minute though. Matt Barkley's now blaming me for his failed relationship. Is this just like I blame Mad Dodge for everything here? Is that what 2019 is?
Yes.
I mean, seriously, this shit's getting ridiculous.
I'm gonna agree with Amanda on this one. You could blame Canada.
Although I will say this one. If I do want to be eccentric and I'm not going for concealed carry and I'm going for open carry, I'm walking around with a frickin' 6-inch 44 mag. Because
oh shit. See, I have to. That's where that I think for me just goes a little, as far as cartridge goes, a little too far. For me, with revolver 357 is as high as I'm personally comfortable with.
Well, first off, Ace, I sent you that link before I saw the hashtag always blame Mad Dodge. So, fuck you.
I'm gonna use that one.
Oh, dude, the thing is, have you ever shot a 44 mag?
Oh, yeah.
I have not shot a 44, actually. But I have shot my fair share of 12 gauges, one-handed, drunk. And, it was fun. But bruises are left. There is something called kick.
Trust me, 44.
Recoil does exist, people.
If you're shooting a 6-inch
44 mags, 44 mags actually not as bad as you might think it would be.
I didn't like it, but then again, I'm the weird guy. For a shotgun, 12 gauge is a bit much for me, but for some reason, I can shoot 7.92 by 5.7 in a Mauser all day long.
Okay, well, can you take a fucking 308 then? The kick on a 308, even laying prone and hunting, dude, that kick will dislocate your shoulder if you're not fucking careful.
Mad Dodge. I mostly shoot that Mauser with a loop sling, but here's the thing: with that Mauser, it shoots a 198 grain bullet at 2,250 feet per second average. The same speed would be the 308, but it's a 150 grain bullet. So you have a much lighter bullet going about the same speed. You're going to get less recoil with the 308 than you will with the 8mm.
Have you shot a 308? That bastard kicks, dude.
Dude, I used to own a 308. I used to reload 308. I have a 30-06. I reload for it, and I still just have to get the dies for the Mauser and my K31.
Oh, dude, 357 Savage. That is one of the best.
Oh, you're talking about a wrist breaker. That's what you're talking about there.
357
that's a whole
Savage
different
is a rifle cartridge.
Oh, true. He said 357. I thought the fucking pistol, because everybody does. Sorry, my mind.
Oh, if you're talking about a pistol, you want to talk about a wrist breaker? 454s. Those things are mean.
Well, no, and the thing is, you don't need that, dude. Get a 38 snub. They're within what, 30 feet? You got the stopping power. Aim center mass. You're good. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need anything bigger than a fucking 38 special. You really don't.
Hey, Doku, I'm curious. What's your opinion of the 327 Federal Magnum cartridge?
For me personally, I don't like it. It's not a bad round, but I don't know. It's not for me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels very specialized.
When you're going with a pistol, I'm more of the 38 guy. You can tell that already by the way I'm talking.
We can tell.
What are you, a 9 milli? That's through and through. You have no stopping power. I don't like
40
it.
cal.
I don't like the 9mm round. I don't like the Glock. I don't like it.
Mad Dodge, there's something you need to learn. There's something to be learned. Rifles are rifles. Pistols are pistols. It doesn't matter. You can shoot somebody with a 9x18, 95 grain jacketed hollow point. You can shoot them with a 115 grain 9x19, which is what obviously your favorite, or 230 grain 45 automatic. It's still a pistol. There's something magic. Well, it's a 220 feet per second. For some reason, that's a special little area where if you have a round that can achieve that velocity, that's just pushing it past the elasticity of your soft body tissue. So low weight, much lower muzzle velocity. They usually stop in your internal organs or in the muscle. Internal organs at best.
Hence why I usually go for 40 cals. If you want weight versus muzzle velocity versus grain, 40 cal over 9mm. That's what I go with.
Okay, well let's go to the rifle then. You're looking at a combat rifle, collapsible stock, carbon fiber. Are you wanting an SKS? You wanting an AR-15?
It all really depends.
Platform doesn't matter.
Personally, if I ever moved to America, I'd want an FN FAL, one of the British versions, which we call the SLR.
Yeah, but the FAL is a single shot, fucking slide action, isn't it?
No, yeah. the FN FAL is a 308 Winchester chambered battle rifle. And the civilian version of it is semi-automatic. So basically, it's like having an AR-10 or a Springfield Armory M1A or an old M14.
If I'm going with a semi-automatic single shot, I'm going with 308. If I'm going with semi-automatic, I'm going 5.56.
I would have to agree with that.
I was decent with the AR-15, so the 223.
223 has too high of a muzzle velocity.
Well, by decent, I mean I was 8 years old. They handed me the rifle. They threw a muffler up into the trees. They all missed. I tinged it every time. First time ever using the firearm. I'm kind of a natural when it comes to shooting guns.
The 226 rifle cartridge is still a very 223 or 226 is still a very small cartridge. If you're talking about a rifle cartridge, if you really want to start talking about doing some damage, you better be talking about 5.56. If you're not doing 5.56, no.
Well, and real quick, Amanda, I will check my email and I will forward that over to Falcon. So, Falcon, you need to hit me up with your email address. I
already left it in chat.
You left it in chat? Okay, cool. But yeah, Amanda, I will get on that, and thank you. I'm sure Falcon will have fun when he plays that for his friend. So, thank you.
I don't know how you see it, Doku, but the way I see it, first specify what is the purpose of this. No matter what kind of gun it is, what is the purpose of this gun? And then find the right round you would think would fit that purpose, and then the right gun that chambers that round.
Okay, so to clarify, if it was a standard battlefield rifle, 30, if I'm really lucky, 50 round, if I'm lucky as shit. Standard battlefield combat round, I want 5.56. That's what I want my rifle chambered in. Now, if it's going to be single shot designated marksman, then I'm going to want to go with 308. If I'm really going for bold action, I want it in 4.44.
I know that cartridge before.
Those are the three rounds I want chambered.
Well, for the bolt action, I think you get into much different territory that the other two I don't think, and well, the other two can't. Actually, no, I don't think they can really go into. Like, if you really want to really shoot far.
Well, and real quick, Amanda Wolfchild in the chat says, "Hell, with a shotgun, you don't even have to fire. Usually, just cock it, and the sound is scary enough." Yeah, there was a moment where I had the Mexican Mafia at my door, and I grabbed my Mossberg, I racked it, and I aimed. I had trigger control. My finger was not on the trigger. Safety was off. And it was fully loaded. They called me a crazy-ass white boy, and they left. I then proceeded to move out, because I didn't know my roommate was into, drugs, and they were there to collect a debt that was properly owed, and it was none of my business. But my kid was there, and I was the only one home. And yeah, I'm a crazy-ass white boy. You're not coming in my house. No, you can come through me in this Mossberg. Hey, what's up?
And there's a reason I like the 4.44, because if you need to shoot something and you need a big bullet, well, the 4.44 will do the job.
You mean the 4.44 Marley?
Well, yeah. No, and Amanda says, my little brother is friends with the Mexican Mafia, LOL. Yeah, well, this white boy isn't. We are not on the best of terms. Thank you very much.
Doku, I'll have to admit, I tend to I'm honestly on a little bit of a 30 caliber kick. I like to reload. I want to be able to reload everything other than 45. The money just I have to reload an incredible amount until it started to make more sense to reload instead of buy ammunition. But like my AR, I really want to change its barrel on it. Or change the barrel on it to a one chambered in 300 blackout. Also for it to be a good suppressor host.
I've heard about the 300 blackout.
That's an interesting round. I mean, if you can afford the upper and lower receiver and the
instead of talking about grain sizes and the rounds, let's talk about something a little bit more serious. You know what disappeared out of the news, right? Completely, just vanished. Nobody even mentions it anymore. It's like he who shall not be named. The Las Vegas shooting. What the fuck?
Are you surprised?
Am I surprised? No. Am I shocked at the fact that the media refuses to cover something that important? Yeah, a little bit. When I was growing up, I feel like 2020 would have covered this shit. You know what I mean? What happened to integrity amongst the media? Is that a bygone era? Like, did that just disappear?
They never had any integrity.
I was going to say that the short answer is yes. The long answer is fuck yes.
Yeah, the last I heard about the Las Vegas shooting was like 3 or 4 months afterwards.
Yeah,
no. The witnesses left.
And they raided his brother's house and we never heard anything after that. And the thing is, though, like Amanda is saying in the chat, the Vegas shooting was more than one person, and they only got one of them. That's why we don't hear about it. I
Actually,
agree.
guys, what you do hear as a second gunfire is actually an echo. It's timed perfectly with the first one, but with a little bit of a delay. Meaning the spacing of the rounds is identical.
Well, the one thing I want to know, when it comes to the Operation Fast and Furious, where did those firearms go? Are you going to tell me that all of these firearms were sold to cartels and they just disappeared?
That reminds me, actually, about that rifle I mentioned before, the British FN FALs. When we, I guess, because most of them we either scrapped or destroyed or sold or whatever, just because we're replacing them with a new rifle. Ones which were designated to have been destroyed, quote unquote destroyed, there were some specially designed. There's some special engravings on them for the paratroopers. Turns out someone in the high ups decided they wanted a bit more money, because about a decade or two later, there was some terrorist attack in Sierra Leone or something like that, some shithole in Africa, and turns out some of the British were actually there. And when they confiscated the rifles from the dead terrorists, there were the FN FALs, and they had the paratrooper signatures on them, the engraved numbers on them.
Makes you wonder.
So someone, that was definitely not just a simple someone screwed up. Someone sold those to terrorists.
Well, no, and here's the thing. Amanda says, I don't care about that. It was a planned thing with an exit strategy, but he didn't exit. There were two of them at least. And here's the thing. When it comes to Vegas, all right, let's look at the facts. The man placed a recording device in the hallway. Who does that? I mean, seriously, Doku, who does that at a fucking hotel? Who does that? Maybe an arms dealer does that. Okay, he also had a shit ton of guns. He used how many? 2? And then he shot himself. You're telling me the man with a crate full of guns couldn't have held off the cops for a little bit?
I actually thought he got shot by the police.
No, he did not. He killed himself, supposedly.
Huh. Yeah, now that I've heard that, that sounds dodgy.
According to official reports.
Yes, no, and Amanda follows it up. Of course the government sells arms to terrorists. You think they're gonna miss out on the cash? Hell, they sell drugs too. We already know that. Yes, Amanda Wolfchild is completely correct. I will not argue with her. She is right. And here is the fucking big thing, guys. You're telling me this guy hung out at this hotel for what, a week? Perfectly fine, and then he heard some country music and wigged out? Really?
Yeah, and
is that how this happens? Is that how this works? I don't think that's how this works.
Yeah, and it wigged out so hard that he managed to somehow magically find an arms dealer.
Doku, correct me if I'm wrong, but dude, that's not how this works, is it?
I'm gonna go to bed, guys. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, take it easy, Falcon. Have a good one. I'm gonna keep Doku up and torture him. But how does this work then, man? I mean, how do you make this legitimate within the state's head? Where they're just like, okay, lone gunman, went psycho, whatever. No. Homeboy has 2 suites Both windows are firing shots down upon a fucking concert. He's got cases full of guns, and then he decides to exit stage left.
All right, you know what? I'm not going to talk about this in detail, but I will ask you this. So, the instance that happened in Las Vegas, this individual had the level of firearms that he did, whether they're semi-automatic, fully automatic, burst fire, doesn't matter. He had the level of weaponry that he did. He managed to get them to this level through public. Even somebody with two shits for brains would see it. Your carry-ons, your briefcases, it would seem a little sketchy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So that managed to happen. Now we're talking about he managed to shoot through window dressings, glass that's supposed to withstand earthquakes or, well, gunshots. And he shot through them.
Well, the thing is with bulletproof glass or whatever, it doesn't complete. Eventually it will fall apart, but it will take it'll take a few shots before it finally does go through.
Yeah, the ballistic gel doesn't show signs that he would have been able to do that without having an immediate response. So, how did this guy get that many weapons to the position that he did, and then was able to shoot out the windows before firing upon the crowd? That doesn't make sense.
Well, no, none of it makes sense. But the thing is, though, if you want to go on how do you transport a bunch of weapons, this is the United States of America. We have the Second Amendment. You transport them by putting them in your fucking trunk. All right. Let's not be stupid.
You don't
here.
walk them. Yeah, you don't walk them through the fucking front lobby of a hotel.
No, you put them in your suitcases just like he did. I'm not saying that was a problem. I'm really not. You can have as many guns as you fucking want.
Yeah, but the thing is, you would have noticed. Someone would have noticed.
There is a rifle is fairly large. So to fit a bunch of rifles into a bag would be a very difficult endeavor. Are we agreed on that?
Yeah, and they said he had a roughly what? 200 firearms that he got up into that particular position.
And most of them were rifles, were they not?
Most of them.
Okay. I thought it were more like a dozen. But yeah, that's still a dozen rifles to smuggle up.
That's a lot of rifles. The thing is, Doku's right. Somebody would have noticed. And you're walking into a casino where they have millions of dollars with an arsenal. You're telling me nobody noticed on the security team? Nobody? Really? I mean, and if they didn't, well, I know what casino to rob. Right? You know what I mean? I mean, fucking hell.
In most places, the security guards would be useless and lazy, but not at a casino. With how much money they have, they will hire the best. They're not going to just get some random security bloke who's lazy and only done the work for like 3 months or something. They'll get someone who's actually experienced and competent. So there's no way there'd be someone there useless who's just not.
Well, Amanda has some comments. I'm saying he was a pawn by whoever was smart enough to put this all together. And also smart enough to never be seen with the dude or touching the gun bags. The pawn did all the dirty work, but then got popped before the exit so the cops wouldn't keep looking. That's what I'd do if I wanted to plan something like this. Doku, I think Amanda hits it on the head, right?
I have to agree with
well, I guess Yorkie, because Doku fell out. He'll probably be right back, but...
Yeah. I agree with memes. I agree with Matt. It's memes' fault.
Matt Barkley. Gunbag is the nickname for my balls. Well, good to know. I won't be going anywhere near any gun bags anytime soon. But, Yorkie, so what's going on with Boris Johnson over there in the UK? You guys gonna stonewall him to death or what?
I don't know. I'm really kept up to date with it, but yeah, it's most of the parliament's basically trying to stonewall him because they're just they want. It's not that they're cooked. They do actually want to stay in the EU because it'd benefit them personally. That's why they keep doing it. Basically, like 99% of our politicians are corrupt and want to stay there because it'll benefit them.
Well, sounds fair enough. I mean, I don't know. It's just Boris put the hard deadline down. Is he gonna let that lapse? I hope not. I say you guys get out while the getting out is good. You know what I mean? Don't wait around. Just handle business.
Yeah. The sooner we're out, the better.
And Matt Barkley says, Cabbage was right. They will delay it forever. Damn, I missed that bastard. Yeah. We all do, Matt. Cabby was my friend. And I think about him almost every day. I do miss him. I really do. And I'm not trying to get all sappy. I'm just saying. You're right, Matt. We miss Cabby. He's something we can't replace. You know what I mean? Just that spark that helped ignite the show. Amanda, Cabby passed away. I think it's about 6 months ago now. But yeah, Cabby died. And I didn't know that Amanda didn't know that, so yeah, that's gonna sink in. I'm sorry, Amanda. We've had time to deal with it, and it's probably just now hitting you.
Yeah, 6 months ago already.
I think so, about, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Thing is, man, we're the last two left. Anything else you want to talk about, or should we wrap it up? And Amanda, do you want a link to the Discord? Do you use Discord?
Yeah. I guess we can wrap it up. I only came here actually just to say happy birthday to Doku.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing he passed out or something because he didn't come back. I was waiting on him.
Maybe his internet's acting up again because he has had issues with StreamYards before.
Yeah, no, and Amanda says, "Oh man, that's so fucking sad. I haven't seen him for a while, but I didn't know he was gone. Dude was a good friend. He was a... No, he helped me out a lot. He was a very good friend to me. And he never said anything bad about you ever, Amanda. He always said you were awesome. Yeah. So, you're on Gab. Alright, I'm on Gab. I'll try and hit you up over there. Everybody, thank you very much. Good night, good luck. Don't go to France. Hey, it's the Red Eye Stream. We're back, baby. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Hit us up. We got a Patreon. We got fucking BitChute. We're on Gab. We're on Minds. We're everywhere, motherfuckers. Hell, I even got a Twitch, nigga. Come check us out. We're out of here. Peace.
See ya.